Cypher, don't get gassed.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Are you guys ready up there? Okay, just give me a second. All right. All right, quiet on the set.
Oh. All right. Peace and blessings of the Most High, the balance, omni versus multi versus tri versus dual versus universe be upon you all, an earshot and eye shot of the God. It's your friendly neighborhood Pharaoh Rise of Shepsi Dwamu Tefa Moon. And welcome to another episode of Revision Radio Network, where we seek, analyze, right knowledge, wisdom, overstanding from the third eye point of view. Oh, if you don't know, you know now. If you didn't know, now you know. The boss has stepped up over here. The boss is here.
The boss.
The boss. Yeah, the boss is here. The gooch. You know what I'm saying? The invisible bully is here.
I am not a bully.
Yeah, the goddess NEFERRA said to tap is on deck. Go, mama.
Robot, peace and blessings.
Yeah,
how y'all doing? Happy to be here.
Yeah. So, welcome back, y'all. What's happening, family? Anybody that want to get involved? Let me see what's going on, man. Yeah, get involved to evolve or dissolve. You heard? Yeah, we on deck. So tonight, you know, we're gonna go over some things that. The most important thing tonight is we're gonna go over these natural nature herbal products, which is why the goddess is here on deck, because we're gonna go over in detail about the natural nature herbal product regime, who NEFERRA the Great, also aka NEFERRA the Alchemist, you know, because she be transmutating and doing her avatar stuff. Bong. So I don't know if I ever told y'all, all apparel, right? All apparel is for sale. So anything you see rocking is for sale. So just give me a holler. You know, this is all Nubia apparel, but I am a distributor of Nubia apparel. So, you know, we got Pharaoh apparel about to jump off, you know, but I'm a distributor of Nubia apparel. So y'all get up in it, you know what I'm saying? If y'all need, just holler at me. But tonight we're going to start off talking about the beautiful natural nature products. Okay. Trying to see something. I'll read this towards the end, which is the calendar for revolutionary thoughts. I don't read that. I had stopped reading it. I'm gonna start reading that again, and the Wapian calendar. So it's like words of wisdom from Maku, from the master. We'll talk about a little later. We'll talk about, you know, some highlights of the last time I was on with the brother Namu, Assassin. This is actually a combo show that was supposed to be Wellness Wednesdays and Throwback Thursdays. So now it's like, I guess it's Freeload Fridays, because we catching it on the end. We missed both of those days. Just tired, overworked, doing a lot of stuff.
Oh my God, if you only knew what it is that we do every day, every week.
We got a lot of things coming, a lot of things to be introduced to the family. And I want to give a shout out to all the brothers. I'm hollering at for our Super Cypher Saturdays. Brother Petty, you know, make sure you listen. Yeah, we're going to use your, email me the whole breakdown of everything that your brother had created. You know what I'm saying? We definitely going to be interested in doing that. All the brothers behind the scenes, I'm not going to name y'all because brothers be trying to poach my people, you know. But yeah, I want y'all the brothers to come through Super Cypher Saturdays. And matter of fact, here go one of the subject matters I want us to talk about, and I want to clear up for tomorrow. I don't know if I talk about, because niggas be stealing. Niggas will steal anything. I talk about niggas that was want to steal herbs.
No, they'll do it in the morning before you get to the
show. Exactly, because they ain't got nothing else to do. So, you know, but I hit y'all behind the scenes with the subject matter, because niggas was talking about selling alkaline steaks. So you know they were still, niggas is crazy. Mom, you want to put your name up down there too?
Yes.
Oh, snap.
I am present. I am accounted for. Say my name.
Let me put your name down there, mama. Let me see it on the banner.
This is one of our drinks. We're gonna get into exactly what
Rattle
it
back,
is.
beloved. I sent you the link. Don't act up. Yeah, I sent you the link, God. Which one is that? I'm trying to see what's the brand. I think it's the brand. What part is that?
You might not be able to
Change it.
Yeah.
Give me right now. Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to add a mama name to the thing. She flipping. She's like, "Now you played yourself, son." But you played yourself, son. Yeah. So, what else we on? What else? Let me see. Yeah, I'm over here playing with settings and stuff. Background. I don't know how to do it.
It's fine. They know who I am.
This is NEFERRA Center Tech. That's what she is. She the Rondu just stepped in. Rondu stepped in the building. Yeah, so we're gonna go over this natural nature herb. Y'all hear us, right? Y'all hear us out there? So, beautiful NEFERRA Center Tech. Let's start off by asking you some questions.
Ask me questions.
Yeah. So, when did you start? When did the idea of natural nature herbs come to you? What's your beginnings? Where did you start? How did you start getting involved with the sister? First of all, sister, you can't just be putting your arms around me and stuff like that in public. Like, this is a professional. This is a Me Too movement. Me Too.
It was comfortable.
Me Too. Ali oxen free. Me Too.
Okay.
Me Too. Anyway, so yeah, so talk about what's your beginnings with the
Okay.
with the
so
herbs.
all right.
Talk to me.
Now, I'm an 80s baby.
80s baby.
Okay, 80s baby stuff, right? So that means that we grew up during the crack epidemic.
This is gonna be a story. I didn't know. Throwback Thursdays is later, but go ahead.
This fits.
Yeah, it fits because we jamming everything together.
Right. So there was a lot of unhealthy stuff going on with our parents during that time period, and that coupled with their eating habits, it really affected their bodies and things, So my mom, she had multiple heart attacks. My grandmother, she had cancer, stomach cancer a couple of times. My father dealt with, I don't even know what he dealt with, but he dealt with some stuff. But
bless his soul.
Right. So I had an interest because of seeing all this unhealthy stuff going on in my family, and the fact that I've always dealt with my weight as other people's issues. Okay. That health and wellness, and my mother was a nurse for over 24 years. She was an RN at St. Francis Hospital in Poughkeepsie, New York. And I'm a Pisces natural caregiver. So I was always like dealing with health and wellness and the aspiration for health and wellness. But the real inspiration came from my grandfather, Rudolph, rest in power, who was the child of a Jamaican immigrant living in Jamaican-Cuban, I think, immigrant living in Brooklyn. And my grandfather was exceedingly healthy. Like his refrigerator was filled with nothing but green stuff. He worked on his Bowflex. He'd go riding on his bike. He even built a sauna inside of his house just to show the importance of health whenever he would come to visit for the holidays. And it was, time to eat dinner and stuff. Like he had these little jeweled cases that had all these little different like compounded herb tablets inside of them. And he only ate, like there was always separate food that needed to be prepared for my grandfather. So whereas, and this was dealing with the information that we had at that time, back then in the 80s. So the rest of the house would be eating white rice, but a small pot of brown rice would need to be made for him. He only ate a certain part of the turkey, if he ate that at all, so he was just very particular. And so when we used to go down to Brooklyn to visit him during the summertime, he would sometimes take us with him to the herb shops in Chinatown. And they were so reminiscent of the scenes from the Gremlins when the father got Gizmo going into the shops.
Yeah,
and there would just be all of what?
I don't know if that's like a racist statement to say like the Gremlins. So the Asians, that's how they live.
No,
according to your grandfather, this what we do.
But no, it looked exactly like
this. What your grandfather taught you about the
air. Stop now. Right. So they had all of these shelves and all of these big glass jars filled with all these different kind of herbs and stuff. And he would go in and get these things. And I was just mesmerized by all this stuff. And these kind of stories were markers. They were beginning markers for me for the journey that I would wind up taking later on that I did not even know that I was going to be going on. Okay. So now fast forward years later, I'm living in New York City and I'm starting to get it into my mind that I wanted to start to put together like retreats. You know, I know that people work better and need support with wellness. You know, that's just true. Like people don't treat food addictions properly. They act like, oh, just stop eating that stuff. But there's literal addictions, like, you know, that go along with that.
Drugs masquerading as foods,
which became another one of my, you know, companions and mentors in the situation. So, and I'm like, okay, I want to put together these retreats, and I start building with other healers and networks and stuff, and I start looking for people. So during that time, I'm learning about Dr. Jewel Pookrum. I'm reading Dr. Jewel Pookrum books. I'm learning about Dr. Sebi. I'm learning about Dr. Suzar, who I had the pleasure to be able to speak to and converse with over the years, which we just recently reconnected after her trip. I think she went to the Galapagos Islands or something like that.
I can't even pronounce that.
Don't Galapagos. Right. So I follow the breadcrumbs, because that's what I do. I follow breadcrumbs. I follow the breadcrumbs first to Dr. Jewel Pookrum. It ended me at Dr. WU-SABAT in Atlanta, where he had his radio station going on down there, and Dr. Jewel Pookrum was a regular on his radio station. But during that time, she had just went into sabbatical. You know, I don't know why, I don't know for what reason, but when you're dealing with high science like that, you ain't got to have a reason that you need to explain to anybody else. You can go do what you need to do. So she had went on sabbatical, and this was also after I had already reached out and connected with somebody in the Sebi camp, in the Dr. Sebi camp, right? And they were like, okay, if you want Dr. Sebi to come speak at an event or anything like that, it's like the minimum you're looking at is like $10,000. And I'm like, that's a little bit outside my budget. I can't do that. I just can't do that right now, right?
Unbelievable. Amazing.
So now when I'm speaking to Dr. WU-SABAT, and I'm asking him about Dr. Jewel Pookrum, and I'm even telling him about my correspondence with the Sebi camp, he says, well, you're in Brooklyn. It must be heaven sent, because guess who else is in Brooklyn? And he hooked me up at that time with my Dr. Sebi's first wife of over 40 years. And she was in Brooklyn. And so he gave me her number. We connected and everything. I wind up going over to go see her. And we just started, just dreamscaping. And because she was in a period of renewal for herself. You know, I came into her life just when she came back into the States after separating from Sebi. And, you know, when you're at that age, she was a young something, you know, when you're at that age and you've been with somebody for so long and now you're not together anymore after walking a journey, creating a dream, you know, having children, you know, having business ties and everything, you know, you have to completely reinvent yourself.
That's right.
You know, especially when you're an introvert.
That's right.
And you've been able to have somebody else who's an extreme extrovert there to kind of shield the situation a little bit, right? Rahul Batmoisar. So we were building and everything, and we developed a love for each other, you know, in a very, very close relationship. It was way more personal than it was business, right? And then I'm working at the bank. I'm sitting in a room watching a computer all day. There's a tiny window in there. When I come in, it's dark. When I'm leaving out to go to work, when I'm coming in there, it's dark. When I'm leaving out, it's dark. I'm sitting all day long. I'm not getting any sunlight. There's this whole office culture of what are you eating today, and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And I'm seeing myself sitting here making all this money for people who are not benefiting myself, my community, or anything like that, right? And then so it got to a point where I was one stop away on the subway train from going to work. If you know anything about the subways in New York, you can ride the whole ride there and then have this one stop that you got to switch to get onto another train. This was that scenario. So on that platform, waiting for that train to go that one last stop in order to get me to my job at the time, I let like 3-4 trains pass me by and I just couldn't do it. I was just like, this is so anti who I'm learning that I am and what I'm supposed to be doing and what's actually good for me and all of this kind of stuff. And there happened to be payphones still around at that time, some underground throwback stuff, right? So I call my aunt on the phone and I tell her, I said, my aunt, I've been standing here for like maybe 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, I just can't go. I can't go in. And she said, okay, well, come here. We'll figure something out. And I say no more. And I got on the train and I went down to her house / office on Taffy in Brooklyn, Taffy Place. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I'm a what they say, a Jill of all trades. I could do a whole bunch of stuff, but what am I going to do here? She's like, I'm not going to give you a job. I'm not going to tell you what to do. We're going to figure it out based off of what naturally comes out of you, so to speak, paraphrasing, but that was the essence of it. And I already did office administrative work, customer service work. So I began to organize and create and run the customer service department, doing light consultations on the phone, helping her with her love shops is what she called them. She didn't want to do workshops. I was very particular about words and the color red. Don't bring her anything red. But yeah, so she didn't do workshops. She did love shops, and they combined a presentation of dealing with different parts of the body, dealing with the standard American diet or acid foods and how they affect these things or disinfect these things, how the herbs now help with the rejuvenation or with the cleansing. And then it culminated with a cooking demonstration of alkaline foods, and which were then presented to show these would be the alternatives. These would be how you would do your food replacements, where instead of eating rice, you would eat either wild rice or eat your quinoa, and this is how you can prepare it and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And then planning retreats and doing graphic design and, basically all elements, that were dealing with the infrastructure of reestablishing the Brooklyn office.
So question. So did you, while you were there with my did you, your participation, like graphics, did you do any like helping with any like consultations? Did you do any preparations? Did you create any add-on to any product?
No, I didn't do any of that at that time. It was really more so because I wouldn't even necessarily know that I knew that I was being a student. It's just the idea of absorbing what's going on around you, and if you got the mechanics for it, things just start to click, and then I had someone there that I'd be able to ask questions about, or she'll just randomly tell me about different herbs and stuff like that. And so as I said, I would do light consultations.
Got you.
And that would more or less deal with the aspect of the transitioning.
Yes.
Being able to transition from this diet to that diet, being able to have a conversation about how the herbs will affect the person as far as like what they can expect, what they can look for, how it might make them feel, or even being able to direct them if they're starting to have different side effects,
gotcha.
Which would basically be things that are natural, but to them it never happened before, so it's a little unnerving. Like how when you're detoxing and you'll get some people will get a lot of mucus coming from out of their eyes.
Raul
A lot of mucus coming from out of their eyes, a lot of mucus coming from out of their nose, you know what I mean? And they're now worried and concerned. And it's like,
yeah, but waste period. People have a problem
part
with
of the
waste.
process. Is this going to make me go to the bathroom?
It should.
So here's the thing about the work that I do, the work that I've done.
Hold on, don't go by the work you do.
Okay, the work that I've done, I don't speak out of my lane. So as far as dealing with consultations on reversing disease, I definitely left that to the masters. But dealing with cleansing, prevention, anything dealing with that, I'm all good with that. But I don't do the whole claiming of reversing diseases. I definitely leave that responsibility on other people's shoulders.
Yeah, but that's extremely heavy. That's why, I'm not. You don't want the decision of life or death on our hands.
No, and most people really don't want to do what's required or what's needed.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay, so
hold on. Let me ask you a question before you go. I want to know. So, at what point was there a defining point or moment when it was like, aha, like, oh, I got this, or was there any confirmation from Ma'at to say, yeah, you got this?
Yeah, we were working on because it's the understanding. What most people don't know is that it's not about the herbs, right? The Usha Research Institute, the fig tree, right? The fig tree is a manufacturer of these herbs, right? Or the Usha, right? So they manufacture these herbs, but really what Ma'at and Sabi brought to the table was a protocol, a process. That was the most important thing, was the process, dealing with intracellular cleansing. That was the most important thing. Now there's foods that go along with that. So, the alkaline diet, so there's foods that go along with that. There's herbs that can assist with the process, that can assist with cleansing, that can help to speed it up, especially since most people are drastically full of crap. So going through the process slowly, they would feel all of that. They would feel sick. They call it die-off syndrome. When you're going through a process of cleansing and now you get headaches, you get lethargic, you get tired, you feel sick and everything. And a lot of people now want to stop the process because they're like, it's making me sick. I'm going to the bathroom. I got all this mucus coming out. That's the stuff that you're getting rid of. Yeah, and they're dying off. And you can even now go so far as to say that it's the parasites and other things that are inside your body that have been eating off of this poor diet, and everything, that are fighting back to get you to stop because you're messing up their house. You're messing up their environment. It's a tug of war for your own body. So we were sitting there and we were working on a flyer, and it was the wording, and it was the understanding leading to overstanding, and giving the proper message and understanding the process. And I remember she just looked up at me. This is my NEFERRA days, and she said, "Oh, NEFERRA, you got it. You got it." Like, you have the that's her tone. That's her tone.
Impression. Anybody that's familiar with Ma'at, that's her tone. That's how she talks.
Got it. Oh my God. Yeah, no, she's the cutest. Right. And it was about having the understanding, having the overstanding of the process. You can learn about herbs. You can get all kind of old medical books that'll start to talk to you about herbs before Google was created, or before the monks started doing all this this hybrid jazz and everything, when they were still learning from the natives that were present, the indigenous people that were present. You can learn about herbs. You can get a certification. You can go to school. You can learn at the grassroots way that I did, studying at the feet of masters, and just tuning in myself and doing research, but
so what was at what point did y'all now go your separate ways, and then you start to create your own brand?
I moved, I relocated. So that was pretty much like why we stopped working with each other.
Okay.
I relocated out of New York City. I went back upstate, and then soon after that, I went down to Virginia. And while I was in Virginia, I was making these. Thank you, babe. I was making herbs, I guess you could say, for myself, for my loved ones that were around me. And everybody was enjoying it so much that my husband finally said we should go ahead and put put these out.
So a husband in this situation is me, actually. A pimp name Slickback.
Yeah.
So she was trying to get me to. I was just coming home from the Sejin, from prison, and she wanted me to take sea moss. What I called it,
shrimp water.
I said, I'm not drinking that nasty shrimp water. I don't care. I love shrimp. All right.
It's an acquired taste. This was the formula we were drinking.
Bang, 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 bang. Nah, disgusting. I was like, I don't care what it do for me. Oh, it's going to help you. I said, I don't care if it turned me into an Ethereum and I go to the beer right now. I was on it like that. I'm not drinking it. So I watched her create what's now known as Noon's Abundance so that the sea moss would be palatable for me. Right? And I was like, this tastes like Saturday morning cartoon cereal when you get to the end of the bowl and you just start. Where's that? Where's the Noon's Abundance? Hold up. Let me get it. It's back here.
It's right there. I see it.
Yeah. I'm gonna show it. So this is our Noon's Abundance. Right here. This is 16 ounce Noon's Abundance. And this is bladderwrack, pearl moss, which is the sea moss, kelp, Peruvian lucuma powder, burdock root, Madagascar bourbon vanilla, medicinal cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. This is a sea moss compound. It's a powder. So, let me see. Always miss it. Hold on. I got it. I got a sneaky.
Sneak attack.
Sneak
You got a
attack.
sneak attack on the camera.
Let me see. So anyway, y'all go to the website, naturalnatureherbs.com. And so she made this for me. And I said, I'm a hustler. I started off in front of across the street from Mays and McCory's with my cousin Malachi. Malachi, peace and blessings, what's happening? He working down there and ran out with Eddie Rock, Chris Rock's uncle. I'm gonna get Chris Rock uncle on the show. Eddie Rock is crazy. he's actually the Rock that's responsible for bringing the Rock family to New York. So my cousin, he was hustling everything. And I used to be the lookout outside downtown Brooklyn, right in front of Albee Square Mall. So I go far back. I was like 10, 11, and all that. So she made this, right, for me to drink. And I was like, this is like the cereal, the milk when you finish eating the cereal, Saturday morning cartoons. This is delicious. I was like, nobody will turn this down. And they talking to 92 out of the 102 minerals, whatever that math is. I know most of the minerals your body needs. I know that because the digits be changing depending on who's saying it. So I don't even, never. I know it's more than that turkey and cheese hero them niggas is eating. Definitely. I know that much. All right. And it's more than them processed bottles of sea moss in the cans that I started drinking the sea moss when it's crazy. I never drank, even when before I got locked up, I used to drink the Roots Man tonic from the Jamaican spot. I used to drink the peanut punch, but I wasn't drinking the sea moss, right? I started drinking sea moss in Woodbourne Correctional. I was in Woodbourne, and the Jamaican organization was selling a canned sea moss, and I was busting that down. So when she was like, she got the sea moss, I was like, yeah, I'll drink that. Nah, that was disgusting. So then,
and it was bare essentials. It was the bare essentials of what everybody sees and understands as sea moss. Yeah. Coming from the SABAT doctrine. Yeah. It's the way that I explain it.
Yeah. So she made this monster.
It was what they did everybody's standard bladderwrack, Irish moss, burdock root. And if you go to the fig trees drink Electra, it also has chaparral in it, which I'll explain why that's not in my mixture. Just getting back to the timeline of when I was working with the fig tree, it was an extremely pivotal time for me because I was dealing with both of the holistic houses at the same time. So at the same time that I'm working with Ma'a and working with the fig tree, I'm also working with Queen Afua and Osset Aswad. Not necessarily, I won't say working with, because I didn't work in the office. I'm gonna say that we were in relations. You know, is the family thing or whatever. So, and Osset Aswad.
Relations. Don't say you was entangled.
No entanglements.
Oh, don't say.
But Osset Aswad was my mentor, my sisterhood mentor, going through Sacred Woman Initiation. And so I'm learning about Sacred Woman Initiation. I'm around that aspect of the holistic family, as well as working with the Fig Tree and doing the love shops. I would basically see one of the big aspects of the love shop was going over the preparation of the drink Electra, because it was one of the things that is the most important and cornerstone to nutrition and intracellular cleansing, because it's the ability to continue to feed yourself, to give your body the nutrients that you need while cleansing your cells at the same time. Yeah. So it's like, if you can go back to the Matrix and you think about the stuff that they were eating. Yeah, and he was like,
the porridge.
He's like, what is this?
He's like, what the hell is that? What did he say?
He's like, it's got
basic aminos and
basic amino acids and nutrients and minerals that the body needs.
Yeah, that's what he
said.
It's
got everything. It's got everything that you need.
It's a meal for the body, and that's what the Noon's Abundance is.
It was right, but I'm seeing now during these demonstrations, they were already spending $40-$50 on the drink Electra, right? And then you had to have all these other things to add to it.
Like what?
She would always have a fruit. You know, she loved papaya. I hated the papaya, but she loved it. Sometimes she would do blueberry, but she would now have to add
a fruit.
You have a fruit. She would add maple syrup or agave, and then
maple syrup, agave.
And then use this this particular bourbon vanilla that was like a brownish powder. It tasted really good if you just sprinkled it on fruit. And you know, just these things that then a little bit of vanilla, you know, all these things that would make it taste good. Right. And I started thinking to myself, I'm like, I love my husband's slogan.
This is
right?
my slogan. This is mine.
Slogan.
Don't steal my stuff.
No, but I'm giving you credit.
No, go ahead. I'm just telling about them. Don't steal. I see you steal. Don't write it down. No,
I love my people, but I know my people.
I love my people, but I know my people.
Right. So after they spent the money now with this, you got to come out that they have to regularly now keep up with all these other ingredients
to add on in order to make it,
in order to be
able to make drink it, yeah,
palpable. In order for them to just drink it, you know, you have some really hardcore G's out there who can take Cascara Sagrada straight on the tongue. I've seen some sisters do it.
That don't sound.
They're hardcore.
What room is this?
You don't want to go there. You don't go there. Right. So some people are hardcore like that. Some people just take their chlorophyll and just put it straight in water. I could drink it like that, but a lot of people can't, you know, so they want to start putting it. So all these different things. So I'm like, okay, how can we make this? Well, now that I'm on my own,
yes,
you know, I've been on my own for a few years. I'm away from the, you know, from working with the Fig Tree. So it's not necessarily like I'm, you know, connected with their brand or anything. So, and I'm like, okay, I'm making this for my husband. He hates it. He hates it. But I know that it's so good. And I'm an alchemist. I'm a chef. That's just what happened. So now I started pulling in all of these other ingredients into the Noon's Abundance. And
Noon's Abundance, y'all.
So and I 8 years down the line, after doing this now for 8 years, I could talk a little bit more cocky about our stuff than I probably would have been able to.
We would pass put it up against whoever's stuff. I'm telling you, with the blindfold test, like, yo, it's phenomenal.
Nobody to this day, even with all the CMOS wars going on, which I will get into
CMOS wars.
You know, nobody makes the compound that I make.
That's a fact.
And every ingredient has a nutritional or medicinal value to it.
Yes.
So it's not just you took a bunch of things that make something taste good and put it in there. No, there was extreme thought that went into this, research that went into this, into the creation of it, and it's a way to get everything in one bottle, make it streamlined and make it taste good so that you'll keep doing it. Because I'm not just making herbs for people who already take herbs, who are already into the lifestyle and everything. I'm also making it for people who are just getting into it.
That's right.
Who are just getting introduced. And you know, there's a bunch of people, they talk about wanting to get healthy, they want to get all these things, and then they go and buy them, and now they might have used it one time, and now they're sitting inside of a shelf for the last 2 years.
They don't taste no good. Hold up. Now look, we're gonna streamline this process. Okay? Because I didn't know you were so long-winded, mama.
Are you kidding me? Your videos be like 3 hours long.
It'd be 5 people with me. Anyway, I'm just saying because we got a whole catalog of product.
Okay, but that was the beginning.
Oh, you get attitude on the camera for everybody. Oh, all that stuff is all.
He gonna be cute. You gonna see him get smacked up in here.
Oh, let me put this down for a second. Anime. Anyway, yeah.
So that's where Noon's Abundance.
Hold on. So in addition to the Noon's Abundance, we also have the seasonal pumpkin pie sea moss. So we got Noon's Abundance, which is the vanilla spice. That was a good angle. You missed the angle, and now the glare coming. I had it at a good angle. I seen the Indian chief and everything. That's
all you saw was the Indian chief.
But that's all you gonna see. Ain't nothing else there, mama.
There is this pumpkin here. You take it.
Oh, mama. Anyway, so this is the pumpkin pie flavor, and it has mostly other stuff in it. Why, guy?
I don't know.
Yeah. So this has all the other stuff in it, and it has the pumpkin and turmeric in it. Yeah, so this
and some extra spices.
It's some extra spices. It's a little.
And why? Because my husband loves pumpkin pie.
Yes, I do, but I'm not eating no pumpkin pie.
Right.
So I was like, and I'm gonna tell you, this is the best way to make this one. And a vanilla spice, not just as a smoothie, but you make it like a tea. Hot water, put a teaspoon in it, and whisk. Whisk the joint in the morning, and you got all the spices like what's that, chai? It's like a chai tea. Yeah. Yo, listen.
We'll do some demonstration videos.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do some demonstration videos. That's what's missing. We're going to do some demonstration videos, and brothers and sisters that love these products for years have been supporting our products. And they would tell you like, yo, this is where it's at. So this is another one that would take, and you'll find on naturalnatureherbs.com.
And a lot of things. This was the journey of natural nature was an evolutionary process. It started with one product. It started with first and foremost, we didn't even go directly on the market with Noon's Abundance. No. That was something we were taking inside of the house.
Yes.
The first product was Jet Pillar Rejuvenator.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Jet Pillar Rejuvenator was made for the love of the black man. I made this for my husband. That's because it's black. And I think the label might be matte, so it doesn't have to glow from the ring.
That's because I mastered the angle. But go ahead.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. Right. So
I'm gonna take all that credit.
Jet Pillar Rejuvenator.
Jet Pillar Rejuvenator.
To keep my husband and everybody else's husband, healthy and happy for all of their days. This was again another thing of when he was first coming home.
Yep.
Okay. So he's first coming home from prison. If anybody knows anything about the institution, the food source
trash.
The food source is trash, and it has a lot of people being released early because they are dying from cancer.
Terrible.
They went to something called Quick Chill a number of years ago.
Hey, that's going into my Throwback Thursday. Go ahead.
Okay, but it's like
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they went to the Quick Chill a number of years ago that replaced real food with all of this crazy soy stuff, right? Because they're trying to feed as many incarcerated individuals as they can on the lowest amount of money that they possibly can. Now,
Go ahead, mama.
I know, Stilo. I know. Anyway, right? He's crazy.
Stilo.
He's crazy.
Stilo,
right?
that fast. That's how long fast it takes you to sell me out.
So my husband was blessed. He was blessed to be working with a major institution of higher education. He is a Bard college graduate.
But my business in the street.
It's okay. No, I'm very proud. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
And he had a garden. He was working in. He had his own garden. So he had the ability to grow his own food. Oh my goodness, and feed so many people. Yeah. All of this good fresh food. What were you growing? Tell me about some of the stuff he was growing.
Whatever people eat.
I know it's called
like
kale.
Urban just what's that? Food Justice was the program that I was a part of, was blowing my business up. See, I wanted niggas to just think I was just a backwards, educated nigga for the street.
No.
They don't know I was up there in academia with them high academic white folks doing them filthy like I'm doing them niggas in the block now. But
if you know anything about Bard College, it's more prestigious than Harvard. So
only because it costs more to get in there. But yeah, so my garden I had kale, I had cabbage, I had all different types of kale, dinosaur kale, I had the lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, Swiss chard.
Remember you had some strawberries.
I had strawberries. We had the lemon basil.
Snap peas.
We had the snap peas. We did the what's those? The gourds gourds that we eat. Squash.
Butternut squash.
We had butternut squash. We did pumpkins. We did blueberries. We did garlic and sage and thyme.
And this during a time when most people only had soy.
Yeah, they eating the quick chill, and especially if you ain't got nobody come with package. I had packages too, so I'm doubling up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
right. So for the most part,
when them niggas had them Hungarian goulash, I was cooking. I was bringing garbage bags of the veggies back to the block, and I would cook it because I was in the honor dorm in Woodbourne, so I would cook it and stew it down and just distribute it through the house. So all the brothers who ain't have nothing to eat, I'll feed him. You know what I'm saying?
He's the same man here that he was there. He's the same man there that he was here. You know, same God. So I appreciate that.
Factology.
You know, so for the most part, he was able to keep himself really healthy, you know, but I wanted to be able to reinfuse his body with him coming home. Now, the Jet Pillar Rejuvenator,
talk about that. As
we say to our two people who come to our table, it has 8 pages of health benefits.
8 pages of health benefits.
8 pages. So it does things like help with protecting the prostate gland, making more bioavailable testosterone.
That's
so
right.
It's basically you have a buildup of things inside your system. You have a buildup of testosterone in your system. This helps to release it and make it available now for the body to actually use.
That's right.
It helps with kidney and liver health, with circulation, with memory. Helps to prevent Alzheimer's. And then has a whole list of sexual benefits.
Yohimbe, honey goat weed, maca root, Siberian ginseng, Amori puana, Damiana, Katuaba, Kapikachu, Tunka Ali, Tribulus terrestrius, Fotai, cayenne, raw cacao, saw palmetto, guarana, cinnamon, ginger, clove, licorice. Like, come on.
It's made to be antiviral. It's made for vitality and longevity. You know, it does have sexual benefits. So it will increase the experience of an orgasm. It will give all that he is.
Entanglement
will be present.
Quantum entanglements. But listen, I'm not only the Jet Pillar president, I'm also a client. Okay? And I'm telling you, right, yeah, it's a cheat sheet. Like what's it? AB, up there, AB select star, right? Cheat sheet. And this was the first product that we started selling under the Essence and Wapo years ago. You know what I'm saying? And the wife has a product for the sisters that I still ain't let her do because I'm trying to put y'all niggas on, but y'all niggas is crazy.
For 7 years now.
So now the sisters about to drop their product. They about to go crazy at y'all. And y'all ain't gonna be ready. Y'all ain't gonna be ready.
So after I created this product and after he started taking it and everything, then we went ahead and put it out to market. And he first started bringing it to different work sites with construction workers, with people that he was working with, right? And when we talk about energy, the energy, they would call it power pellets.
Yes.
You know, because you have your medicinal benefits, you have your sexual health benefits, and then you also have your energy benefits.
Yes.
So it doesn't have you crashing. It's not a caffeine situation. You know what I'm saying? But it gives you that boost that you need and then ride you through the day. You know, and unlike other things that help with male sexuality, this does not have you walking around looking crazy. It's in all the herbs are intuitive. They work with your body what you need it for. So even if you take it earlier in the daytime, the sexual benefits won't pop up until
until you're
you're
ready.
in the situation.
That's right. Until you start cooking that.
Don't ask me how that works, but really,
The herbs know when to kick in. And I'm gonna tell you, don't take it at night. Because then you're sitting there just looking at the ceiling like, why can't I sleep? Because the energy is made for brothers that drive on overnight. Like I worked
a lot of truckers.
A lot of time, long time. Like when I worked for the people, I worked on an overnight. So it keep me up, flying. Even when I have downtime, when I'm able to lay up and chill, I can't get no rest because I got that jet pillar flowing through me. I'm like, I can't do nothing about it. So then later on, we upgraded the jet pillar to what's called the Black Jedi.
Black Jedi is a double extraction. It's a water and alcohol extraction of the herbs that make up jet pillar.
Yes.
And it was to create an alcohol-based hack.
It's a hack because the jet pillar herbs react to alcohol. So if you drink alcohol with the tablets, it's going to increase the benefit, right? So what we did was we put it in alcohol and let it just magnify like that. And so also the tablets goes through the digestive system. So it has to go through the whole process. So now that's depending on how backed up you are, how your system moves, how your system burns. This, you take a drop of this and it taking under your tongue, it goes straight to your bloodstream. So it bypasses that whole process. And it's no joke. Okay, don't play with this. This is no high octane. You ever see Fast and Furious when niggas is riding, right? And then they hit the what's that button? The nitro. This is the nitro. But again, like the jet pillar, it's not gonna have you walking around looking crazy. This, however, will have you filling out without you even thinking about nothing. It's just to have you filling out. You won't be looking crazy. But you be filled out. You be feeling confident. You feel confident. You know what I'm saying? You be like,
so
whenever, bring it on.
We literally had reviews coming back from people that jet pillar rejuvenator has helped save some marriages.
We heard brother called it tap out, 2 pills. It was in a barbershop. The brother was like, yo, I'm gonna call Shorty right now. Watch. And they, yo, what you called me after last night? She was like 2 pills because you took those 2 pills and went crazy.
I remember there was one story where, hubby was creeping out, but after taking jet pillar and then laying that thing down at home, wifey started doing some things that she used to do back in the day and cleaning and cooking and paying a little bit more attention to a brother, and
he ain't going nowhere.
And now he wasn't going nowhere no more.
No more. He back home.
So sometimes you just need a little support.
Pick me up. Let's take a man as Superman.
Yeah, it takes a great man. It takes a great man and just makes him better. And one of the things that I often heard people say, which was so annoying at the tables, because it really just has to do with male ego. And I'm like, you really don't have to do this. And they'll be like, oh, I don't need that. I'm good. I'm like, nah, you don't understand. Everybody need this.
Let me give you the breakdown. So at the age of 13, between 13 and 14, most young boys, we start having blood clots in our genital area. So the circulation of blood is not getting to where you need it in order to enjoy a full erection. So we're not taught this. We're not taught sex education properly. Most black males, not all men in the country, learn sex education from porno flicks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a talk or somebody to mentor us and school us on the science of sex. That's why I shout out to for the Lotus of Life for the sisters. So that like Baba Yanun is giving them the science of sex and that's inside there in order for them to fully manifest as goddesses. So this thing here, it breaks down those blockages. It fills in them spaces that gives you all the length and girth that you can muster, honestly. And then when you hit the you be like, oh. Then back in the days, you used to have the explosions and all that.
Yeah, when they didn't actually show sex.
When they didn't show sex, it'd be like that.
And so it does all of those things. It also helps to increase the quality and quantity of sperm. So the idea of being able to assist your mate if you and your mate are having any fertility issues, that is a part that you can play into the equation. Not to mention it's fun. So when we first were introducing herbs to people,
that was the first one.
It was the first one. And I said, most people don't know about the power of herbs. I want to introduce something that has something to do with the most fun thing to do on the planet and gives immediate results, so people understand how powerful herbs are.
Yes.
You know, and so then there was the birth of the Jet Pillar Rejuvenator.
And yeah, so that's been our flagship. And then when we first started doing it, we were doing the gold packs, which were what we would call day packs.
Day packs.
Because like I was supervising the construction at the time, and so I was giving it to the brothers. I was selling 3 capsules for $10. The brothers was buying the bottles, taking the bottles to the clubs and selling them in the clubs like they was part of the eat pills and all that. And they was because we drink with liquor, it gives a stronger effect. So brothers would buy the bottles from me and then go sell them for $10 a piece at the club, and then come re-up. I'm like, yo, bro, that's not what these are for. It's like, nah, it's working. I said, I got 3 bottles for you. Let's go. Anyway, so listen, it's just that real. And matter of fact, we're gonna go back to that because we had the day packs that we were looking to get into the stores.
The problem with that is the stores are selling people
bootleg bullcrap from China.
Garbage.
Yeah.
That they don't even care because first off, the packs most of them aren't even in English.
They're in Arabic or Chinese.
Right? And the men are trying just to get that result. They're trying to get that activity going on. Yeah. And they're not paying attention to what's on the packs.
Yeah, they don't care nothing about that pack.
No. Them things talking about yak balls and tortoise shell.
Yak balls.
And
tiger nut and
like all kinds
lion
of crazy
tail.
Stuff. And here's the thing. Those stores, they're getting these things at such a bulk amount for such a little amount of money. Yeah. So now when we're bringing this high quality product around, they're like, I can't make the kind of money back from off of your product because I can get this whole entire box for $10 from these wholesale Alibaba people or whatever.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know, so that's why we didn't really mess with them like that. But we also, just to let y'all know, we have what we call the Sovereign Economic Program, where we set up distributors. So we set this up so that everybody could benefit from it. So it'd be like Maybelline. What's that? K.
Avon.
And Mary Kay and stuff like that. So yeah, so anybody can sign up as a distributor, and we'll give you the product wholesale. And then you distribute it wherever you at, geographically. Let me give a rundown before we leave, before we go into the next product. Right back, Rondu. I see you sitting there, Rondu. Don't be acting like that. We were doing a natural nature thing, and then we're gonna get to the other part to it. Rahubat Mahatwi Emre, Rahubat Stilo Scientist, Rahubat Hafuz Tarif. You know what I'm saying? Rahubat. Yeah, the CMOS wars is real. Is also that there's also what we call the vanilla wars. We're gonna put y'all onto that too, because that's why we get into a lot of different flavors of CMOS, because a lot of these people's vanilla is fake. You know what I'm saying? And Raul back, what's the last brother that got in? Yeah, the Jet Pillar. Let's go to just go to. He just send you the link. Yeah, naturalnatureherbs.com. Yeah, naturalnatureherbs.com for all the herbs. Let's pronounce this word. Best
Pugilist.
Yeah. Rahul Bad, beloved. How you been? We appreciate every family that's here. We looking to create this channel as a powerhouse for both the brothers and the sisters. The goddesses. We know what the doctrine tells about the goddesses. They really the spearheaders of this, and they know it too. So that's why it's so annoying about it. You know what I'm saying? So but we here. We represent, and I'm agreeing with the master said it. I think he was drinking that day.
No,
but
it's not the case.
That's not the case.
No.
All right. So all right. Well, let's moving on. Goddess.
Okay.
We're gonna go into now the edible green light.
Okay, so
Bomb.
Edible green light. I was making a form of green food that we were taking. So it basically was. This gets into an area, right? I'm not a fearful herbalist. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. That's a headache that I don't want. We have this culture around Black herbalists, right? Where they're so scared of somebody making the herbs they're making. You know what I mean? They're just as bad as pharma, who doesn't have any rights to put those kind of, put a patent on herbs because they're natural.
Yes.
Right. But herbalists, it's like, because there's a business that's connected with it. There's money that's connected with it. So they'll start getting, so people will do things like not put all the ingredients on their packaging. And I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for your stuff. So I'm going to tell you everything that's inside this product, so that way you can do your own research. You can make your own decision about what you want to take. I don't feel any kind of way about somebody who's like, oh, this is what's in it, I could do this myself. If you feel confident like that, go ahead and go rock on and go make your stuff. If you want to invest in your solitary ingredients in bulk and spend that $300 and that $500 and that $200 and that $150 to get these ingredients and mix them yourself and everything, you go right on ahead
and do it
and do that. There's just certain things that I picked up from working with the elders that came before me that I'm like, I can avoid those kind of problems.
We had people that tried and try to steal the ingredients, even from people that we knew locally, and people that our people come in our house and they see boxes and stuff and they trying to write down ingredients and where we getting stuff from. And like, you're not gonna go take the time to actually go through and do it. So we don't care. Go ahead. Because if it's for you, it's for you. That's just the reality.
And what we know is that there's a certain energy that is involved with anything that you make. If you make food, somebody can make the same exact recipe and it won't come out tasting like yours.
That's
even if y'all eat from the same pot, but the food on your plate is going to taste different than the food on that other person's plate.
Why?
Because that's your energy. That's your energy.
Come from your solar plexus, and that's why it says to each its own. And any of us we had this experience with children where they don't want their food, but they want to eat yours because they want your energy. They literally are eating your energy. You know what I'm saying? They know theirs don't taste the same because they don't have that piece of you in it.
So
talk about this. Hold up. Let me give y'all the ingredients. Spirulina, crackcell corella, wheatgrass, kale, spinach, alfalfa sprouts, broccoli sprouts, ginger root, beetroot, barley grass, maca root, rhodiola. Okay, rhodiola, green matcha tea, apple fiber powder, baobab fruit, amlaki, and reishi mushroom. That's all in this green formula here. This super green formula, right? That all you do is take a teaspoon and put it in whatever. Matter of fact, hand me some of that. I was drinking this when I was doing the bill with Assassin, right? I was busting this down while it was frozen too, so it's like delicious, like icy. This is the green food, the green juice,
edible green light
in the apple juice. That's her.
That's what I like.
Her preference. Mine is orange pineapple juice. Whatever yours is, take a teaspoon, put it in, shake it up. You can make a whole pitcher, put it in the refrigerator, freezer, boom.
So edible green light was my ode to the School of Sacred Women, Queen of Food, dealing with the green food that we were taking from her, but hers was just 4 ingredients. It was the spirulina, it was wheatgrass, crackcell corella, and soy lecithin. And I was like, okay, well, the very first thing is I need to get rid of that soy lecithin. And again, these were things that I was just making at home already for myself and for my friends and for my family, right? That wind up now turning into products later on down the line. And there are a number of things, like just like how we learn in the doctrine, how Baba was like, at a certain point in time, I'm going to go past where the Mukasu academia can verify. It was sort of like that with the herbs. There was a certain point in time when I now just started receiving, where I just started receiving recipes from my folks.
The mental plane.
From my folks.
Yeah, that's right. Salafu.
Yeah, and they would tell me things, or even just the herbs themselves. I know this might sound a little spooky, but whatever.
It's the herb whisperer.
Some of the herbs themselves be like,
put me in that, son.
mix me with that over there.
I want to be with them.
I want to be with them. Like we go together. We do stuff together. Like do this.
Facts.
You know, and it started going like that. So the green food started developing, you know, and pieces just started coming together. And even in that, you know, like you'll see there's different schools to this. So there's certain foods that the Sabi Ma'ah fig tree school wouldn't be using. Like they definitely wouldn't be using any soy. Sabi was a proponent against wheatgrass, you know, but now if you go over to the Queen of Food school, wheatgrass is an extremely big part of their, and spirulina. Sabi didn't like spirulina either, but now those are big parts of the Queen of Food school, you know, as far as dealing with those greens, you know, with the wheatgrass, the spirulina, you know, and even the fact that soy is still a part of their diet, you know, and still in a lot of the literature that they put out to eat the soy products. So the green food itself, we are revamping and creating one that leans more toward the Sabi doctrine. But I knew how I felt taking spirulina and wheatgrass and how I felt not taking spirulina and wheatgrass. It's kind of like you have to be your own scientist.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's even just getting into the idea of genetics and epigenetics and the idea that we've been changed. We are not that, and that's another conversation we're going to be getting into tonight, as far as like you might look like this, but you don't know what's going on inside your body until you start getting down into the genes. You know, so there is no, you know, paper cut, this one size fits all situation for all people. You have to make decisions for yourself, you know, and this is really about making our offerings, you know, of the creations that we make, and people deciding whether or not they like it, whether or not they love it, whether or not they want it. So, and that was the development of the edible green light, which again, you can drink in water, you can drink inside of a juice if you're still transitioning.
You got a brother like Mugdal Ab-Ankh, who actually does the edible green light and the Noon's Abundance together on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? So,
and Baba Chef Otis used to do that as well.
Mugdal Chef Otis, my team, you know, we miss him. He used to definitely bust that down on a regular, just like that. So I'm just about to start doing that too. You know what I'm saying?
He's a mixologist.
Yeah, I'm a leftover king. You know what I'm saying? Open the refrigerator, close my eyes. I feel leftovers. I'm the leftover whisperer. Hold on.
Sabian goulash.
Oh, they play me.
No.
Hold on.
No, stop it. Okay, so then we had those products going on.
Yes.
Did we start getting into teas right away from that?
Listen, we ain't going in chronological order.
Okay, chronological order.
Yeah, because what we did
we're gonna speed up a little bit too.
No, well, yeah, it is. You know, we started late. It is already 11.
It's okay. We'll get done.
It's all right. We good. So for those people that don't want to say like with the CMOS, right? The Noon's Abundance and the pumpkin pie Noon's Abundance. So then we have you make those as teas and make those as smoothies. Then you have this. This is called the CMOS Plus. Hold on. No. This is our tablet CMOS, right? This has the CMOS Condis Crispus. Oh, we're gonna go into the species. I'm just pointing out the species, and she gonna let y'all have it. But this got Condis Crispus CMOS, right? It has the Cocoa Mecca in it, and it also has the Bladderwrack. Oh, let me see. Make sure I don't want freestyle. It has the Bladderwrack. It has the burdock root, and is it kelp in it?
It's kelp.
Okay. All right, so that's it.
And
ginger. Okay, so it's bladderwrack, kelp, burdock root, Condis Crispus, and ginger. Okay, and so this is so you can take it 2 tablets a day. You know, you suggest take it once or twice a day.
I suggest to take it twice a day.
It's like 2 each time or 1 each time? 2 each time.
2 each time.
All right, so twice a day, so that'd be 4 tablets. It's 90 capsules. 500 milligrams, and this is so you don't have the time to make the smoothies, to make the tea. You just take your 2 tablets, drink it, drink.
Oh, and they're power pellets.
And they're separately, they're
The
definitely
power pellets. They give you so much energy for the day. They definitely help to satiate hunger. And the cocoa mecca is a red vine from Mexico. The nickname for it is a vine for caregiving. And it really is just like an overall assistant to the body. You know, it helps. It's a blood detoxifier. Okay. And there's so much that has to do with our blood being clean.
Yeah.
Okay. And able to now transport the nutrients. It's fine, Daddy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Being able to transport the nutrients and the oxygen to the different parts of the body.
Yeah.
So
CMOS Plus.
That's giving you your minerals. You did. That's good.
Yeah. CMOS Plus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sneaking under the light. The light trying to catch me. Sneak attack. Yeah. So this is for the brothers and sisters that you got the time. Sometimes you got the time. Like we be running around and we got to make a move. We just take 2 of these. Boom, keep it pushing. And
we literally got a report that they helped somebody with their aneurysm.
One of the goddesses from the tribe, they literally said that.
Now, again, I don't do the I help cure people thing. You know, people who want to take on that responsibility, you go right on ahead. My thing is about assisting people in being their own healer.
The transition.
Okay.
The transition from Crowns and Kennedys to do some CMOS. And we're not going to tell you to not eat the Crowns and Kennedys. We're going to say, well, wash it down with some green food. You know what I'm saying?
If that's where you're at.
Yeah, if that's where you're at,
it's more important that you get the support that you need on your journey.
Yeah.
Than it is that then you feel shamed and don't get the help that you need and now just stay in a deadly pattern.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Right. We're ready.
Okay. Pick a T. They're right there. Yeah.
We're gonna go first with chemotherapy. Let's see if I can catch it.
Hold on. Oh, the edible green light is a magnificent, glorious. Oh, y'all went on the site? Okay, that's what's up. Oh, aha. Okay. Yeah, right back. Aha. That's aha. Boxer guard.
Aha.
Yeah.
Right back. Peace and blessings,
yeah,
brother.
right back. He said the edible green light is a magnificent, glorious gift. Be panatharu through natural nature herbs. I was just speaking to PHARAOH about this a little over an hour ago. That's a fact we was. Thank you, beloved. That's a phenomenal statement. I'm screenshotting it so I can keep it in point.
Yeah, the edible green light definitely helps for you to feel, it helps with oxygenating the blood, helps with making more red blood cells. It has more protein in it, more plant-based protein in it than a steak.
Two of more. That's right. Not the alkaline steaks that the fake herbalist system is trying to do.
What do they call it? Adaptogen herbs. It has adaptogen herbs in it that help your body to deal with stress. He read off the ingredients. It has the maca root, which helps with your endurance and your strength. It helps you. It helps with cleansing on the inside. If you're green inside, you're clean inside.
Anybody know? Also, think about the doctrine. It has the reishi mushroom, what Baba inside the tab is called the food of immortality, right? And also we know that the chlorophyll is the plant cousin. It's a cousin of the melanin. You understand? So we taking in that plant-based chlorophyll, which gives the plant the ability of doing the photosynthesis. So that we add that into our system. Yeah. So I do a lot of the naming. I don't be doing a lot of the mixing. But I do a lot of the naming. I'll be like, I appoint you edible green light. Yes. I do a lot of that. Like this one here. Look, there's another one.
If they can catch it,
I'm gonna catch it. I got it now. I got the hustle.
You got the angle?
Yeah. See the angle? So this is called chemotherapy. You gotta catch it on an angle like this. Boom. See?
I see it.
Chemotherapy. Now, this is one of our teas. This is not the most delicious tea. But it's not that bad for what it does for you.
PHARAOH says it smells like
burnt logs.
Emerged in water.
Yeah, like logs is floating and burning on the lake.
And so that's what it smells like. It's really not that bad, but it doesn't taste like
it. Doesn't taste like most of our teas are delicious. They're phenomenal.
This is not meant to be delicious.
I am not your king.
Yes.
This will not go down fast.
So please, Baba, can you read the description as well as the ingredients for them?
Okay, the description. Chemotherapy tea helps to purify, protect, and defend the body from cancer-causing free radicals and mutated cells. This unique combination of medicinal herbs helps to purge the body of harmful organisms and dead cells, cleanse the blood, boost the immune system, and restore balance to all systems. This herbal blend is made from natural wholesome plants, bark, and leaves from around the world. Handcrafted in small batches, we serve quality and freshness to give you the best cup Mother Nature has to offer. I did not write that. She wrote that. That is official. That's my first time reading it, actually.
That's crazy.
But this is made from soursop leaves, guinea henweed, astragalus, reishi mushroom, burdock root, and ginger. So this is not powders. These are like the pieces. This is like the real barks.
Loose tea.
Chopped up. These are like loose herbs. So this is loose herbs. And most of the herb, when you get these teas,
we give a tea ball strainer.
That's right.
So that way you'll be able to start making the tea right away. You don't have to worry about because most people are not used to working with loose herbs.
That's a fact. But we also going to start selling large strainers for like our most delicious teas so that people can make pictures of them. Because that's what they want. They want to make pictures.
When we sell them at the table, we usually sell them in these 16-ounce bottles.
Yeah,
ice cold.
Yeah.
So they're like, how can I make this at home? And we tell them, you get a big pot of water, you do the whole thing or whatever.
But you got to walk people through stuff. Our people don't get it. But this right here, I just had a couple of this today. I threw also in a horsetail, olive leaf,
stinging
nettle. I threw all of that inside of the tea.
And some herbs from our Amexum tonic.
Yes,
which is in production.
Yeah, that's a whole nother wave.
Amexum tonic is in production,
and some hops. I had some hops,
and it should be ready by the end of this month.
Yeah, the Amexum tonic is coming. So anybody that have any, periodically, I would suggest that you just take a little bit of everything.
Like for instance, we have our Sabian cleanse coming up.
Yeah, very soon.
The
fast coming up. Yeah,
this is definitely one of the teas that I would recommend during the fast.
Absolutely.
So while you're fasting, you're able to help
purge your body of any dead cells, anything that's sitting around. Absolutely. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
So if somebody wants to protect their body from cancer, help to shrink tumors, they want to bust out a cold or a flu, this chemotherapy is definitely the tea.
It is, right.
Or if you're just doing a detox and you want that herbal assistance while you're going through it, chemotherapy tea is definitely the one that you want to go for.
That's the one you want to go for.
Okay.
So this is the CMW tea. CMW is chamomile, meadow sweet, white willow bark. For the most part, that's like the ingredients, and it's called CMW. And it's it's chamomile, meadow sweet, white willow bark. Video chat. This is my brother. My brother calling me. My brother calling me while I'm live on the YouTube. I know. I see him. Yeah. I gave him a shout out. I gave him and I said it R&D Day, Rayvon and Davon Day. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna holler at you too because I heard you were sick. I'm doing a joint about the herbs right now. Go on my page on Revision Radio Network. Happy birthday! What's up, beloved? What's good, Yeah. Peace and blessings, guys. What's up? Revision Radio. Why don't you go on the live? We on the live. All right. Well, come on in, man. Come on. I'll see you on the page. My brother was harassing me, man. All right. Love you too. Peace and blessings. Yeah, my brother. Yeah, we on it. So the CMWT is chamomile, meadow sweet, white willow bark, and turmeric and ginger. You want me to read this too?
Yes. Okay.
This is a delicious blend of anti-inflammatory herbs historically used in traditional medicine to treat symptoms of common cold, poor digestion, sleeping disorders, and arthritic complaints. Willow bark has long been used as a fever reducer and a mild pain reliever, much like aspirin. All our teas are handcrafted in small batches, preserving quality and freshness to give you the best cup Mother Nature has to offer. That's the slang. That's gonna be our thing. The best cup Mother Nature has to offer. I like that. That's gonna be our commercial.
I'll be Mother Nature.
Yeah, she wrote that. That's nice. So the CMW take for like inflammation, arthritis, right? What else it helps with?
Headaches.
As
I said, poor digestion, sleeping disorders, inflammation, bloating, swelling. So if you have any issues like with joints, it helps with the bony tissues in the body, headaches, anything like that. I like CMWT as a hot tea in the morning.
I bust them all down cold. I don't play.
We serve all the teas cold when we're at festivals.
I'm about to go get one now.
But CMWT is definitely a nice cup that I like in the morning.
Yeah, CMWT tastes good in the morning. And I would actually cheat. And with the tea, you know, they got the little pack of the ginger tea with the crystals and the lemon. I'll throw that in the CMW. I do that. I'm a mixologist. I do that. I'll be like, what's going to make this?
Oh, my God. Him cooking
Bomb.
is so scary sometimes.
All of my business. So anyway, the tea that also comes with the ball, and you can find it on the site, naturalnatureherbs.com. Okay, come on, some more teas. Here we go. So now this right here is the Sacred Womb Therapy tea.
Oh my God, when Dr. Akua Gray saw my Sacred Womb tea, her first reaction was, she's like, you don't want anybody to ever bleed again. Well, if you go to certain schools of thought, they'll tell you that a woman bleeding is actually a sign that she's imbalanced.
High science, y'all. This is deep.
That the ancient priestesses didn't have a menstrual cycle the way that we understand them.
So these herbs are made to balance the female hormones, bring comfort, improve her mood, and help promote an overall healthy reproductive system. This delicious herbal tea blend is made from the natural wholesome plants and flowers, roots, spices from around the world. And you know how what's your catchphrase, Mama? The best cup Mother Nature has to offer.
Yes.
So this has red raspberry leaf, strawberry leaf, stinging nettle, dung quai. I just snatched up the dung quai because that helps for men too, and we don't have it in nothing. No. So I was like, I'm about to start using that with the jet pillar. The dung quai, blessed thistle, rose hips, cramp bark, spearmint, shepherd's purse, lemon verbena. That's it in? Okay, verbena. Egyptian chamomile, hibiscus, shatavari, lady's mantle, passion flower, lemongrass, and ginger.
I love shatavari.
Yeah, why? What is shatavari?
Because it's an herb that is specifically for women.
Yeah, this is for the sisters to help them reduce the cramps and the bleeding time frame during a menstrual cycle.
And it also helps to tone
and tighten,
tone and strengthen the uterus.
Tone and tighten.
It helps to balance hormones. It definitely helps to reduce cramping and bloating. It will reduce your time of menstruation by up to 2 days. And I definitely recommend, like, once you know that your cycle is getting ready to come, to already start drinking that tea. Right. Start to build that up in your system. And then the day that your cycle comes, maybe have like 3 cups that day, 2 to 3 cups. The next day, 2 to 3 cups. And it just helps, really, really, really helps to make that whole experience a whole lot better. Less painful, less everything that makes it uncomfortable. Yeah, that's what's up. Grab side, Mama. Oh, and it also helps with women from the different stages of life. So if she's just starting her menstrual cycle, her moon cycle, or if she's leaning toward now like hot flashes and menopause. So this helps with balancing out all of those experiences. Blessings. Yeah, blessings. Ready? Yep. Okay. Meditation and relaxation. A cup of sit your ass down for a minute. All right. The meditation tea is a calming and centering blend of exotic flowers with soothing, refreshing notes of mint. Excellent for beginning meditation or ending a hard day. This delicious herbal tea blend is made from. Listen, when you gotta make up all these labels, this is excellent. Some things start to repeat. No. This is a catchphrase. I love it. This is our catchphrase. But so the meditation relaxation tea is made from passion flower, English lavender, Egyptian chamomile flower, valerian root, organic catnip, organic rosemary leaf, organic peppermint, organic spearmint, organic licorice root. This tea right here is a relax, like
before you go to make prayer, before you go to chant, before you go to study. But like if your mind is racing from a hard day or stressful stuff, you take this to settle and center before going to meditate. Excellent for meditation. Before studying, anxiety. You know, I would for brothers and sisters that don't smoke weed, this is what you drink. You know what I'm saying? Instead of smoking the weed,
you want to feel a little chill.
Yeah, but you want to
take the edge off a little bit.
Take the edge off with the relaxation meditation tea, because that valerian root, it's not enough in here, but that valerian root ain't no joke. It will knock you zero out.
So what
chamomile would do the same thing.
So what I love about the blend of meditation relaxation tea is that if you are somebody who has trouble getting to sleep, your mind, you just think about a lot. You know, you're just always doing a lot in your head, and you lay down and you're just restless and stuff, you know, or you're just have anxiety, or you're anxious, or you just had a rough day or whatever have you, but you just can't get to that easy place that you want to be in. Meditation relaxation tea will help you get to an easy place. So if you're in the environment, it won't put you to sleep, but if you're in the environment for sleep, the environment for rest, it'll help to get you there.
Transition.
So if you got your light, if you're already in the bed, you're in the covers, you got the light out, and you drink your meditation tea, you're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna go to sleep, but you're not gonna wake. You're gonna wake up refreshed. You're not gonna wake up heavy, as if you took a sleeping drug, where now that drug is still trying to keep you asleep because you haven't worn it out of your system yet. This just helps to get you to a state of relaxation for you to be able to now do whatever work it is that you need to do, whether it's meditation, prayer, relaxation, or whatever the case. It helps to get you there. You know what I'm saying? And then you carry that on the rest of the way.
That's right. Natural nature herbs. Like we going through it all because we go through the stress. So we know how, in order to handle it, we produce. That's what it's about. Being a part of the creative forces of life. We produce things to help ourselves and our people out. This right here it's actually kind of wrong to show it because we about to stop selling it.
You keep threatening.
I'm dead serious. This is the citrus hibiscus tea, or we call it also Egyptian carcade. This is one of the best things that your mouth is going to taste. Pause. And the planet. One of the best things you're going to. This right here, bro. Give me the breakdown of what it helps with.
Okay. Blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, cold and flu, weight loss, detoxing, digestive issues.
Yeah, this right here. It's just a hibiscus, right? And this is one of them situations where, like she said, she just start getting things from the salafu, right? And so she just start making stuff, and like a lot of people like sorrel. Like I don't like sorrel.
I don't like sorrel.
Sorrel is heavy.
Did we just curse? I don't know if we curse.
Yeah, I know the West Indies probably shut. They about to get us. It's on, right? So, but the sorrel,
it's heavy. It's way too heavy. All of those heavy spices.
The sorrel, they make it's
so
like
thick.
They making a juice with sea moss formula, and it'd be just too thick and heavy for me.
The clove, the cinnamon, the star anise.
So so she used the same base and went in a different direction. And bro, I'm gonna tell you, this is how I describe it. And I know it's real because I heard somebody describe it to me like this, and I never even said nothing to them. And he said just like this. This gives you the feeling that you've been drinking it all your life, yet at the same time you never tasted it. That's crazy, because that's exactly. I'm sitting. Damn, it's like I've been drinking. Like my mouth is like, yeah, that's you, baby. That's you. That's you, baby. That's your favorite drink. But then my mind is like,
my mind's telling me no.
My mind is like, nah, nigga, your mouth is lying. You ain't never tasted that.
You ain't never met no Martin Luther King.
You ain't never. And I'm like, nah, nigga, this is the truth. I know red. We drink red.
No, we literally had a customer call the other day, and she was like, I'm on the website. I'm trying to find out the thing that y'all gave me at the last festival. It was at the Crystal John Goddess in the Garden all-white party in Philly. That's where she was served at. And she was like, yeah, I'm trying to find that red drink y'all gave us. The red one. The red one. Which one is it? The red. I don't remember no names. I just remember it was red.
Yeah.
Everybody know that red drink.
The red drink. Yeah. So what's happening with this is we're actually in the process of getting it bottled. So we're probably not gonna be selling this. We're about to get this off the site. She said I keep threatening everybody. I ain't playing.
They gonna find out where we live at.
Listen, no, we gonna sell it to them.
No, because they're crazy. They go crazy over this thing. So again,
we've never not sold out of this.
Keep in mind
that
natural nature was started as an answer to fulfill our own health requirements. You understand? This was first
cleaning ourselves outside and inside out.
About our own journey.
That's right.
And now sharing that journey with the world and with the family, and knowing that if I need it, my family needs it. We're a microcosm to the macrocosm. And it's the support. It's the support. You know what I mean? So citrus hibiscus tea, also called Egyptian carcade, was one of those formulas that I received. It was originally to deal with me and my detoxing and on my weight loss journey. So when I originally would drink it, I wouldn't drink it with any sugar in it, with no agave. Not sugar is a bad word. We don't use sugar in anything. We don't use sugar. We use agave or maple syrup, usually agave. But so I wouldn't even have any agave in it, and I would drink it during my fast times to help with the flushing of toxins, the curving of sugar cravings, because it has the chickweed in it, and it has the real Garcinia gambosia fruit. So you remember on TV they had this big craze about Garcinia extract, which I hate. We always talk about how the Mukasu wants to make these isolates. They want to do these extractions from the whole. Compartmentalize them. So they want to do all of these extracts. They want to take, this is the principle inside of that plant that does that. So we want to extract that piece. And so because now we can use both the extraction process and the fact that we now have this individual thing and mix it with some other stuff, and now we can actually patent it and now sell it to people and stuff like that. That's what they do. They were selling Garcinia extract, which really wasn't doing anything for anybody. They didn't even understand the components inside of it. It's actually the sour, the bitter and the sour inside of the Garcinia that aids with that part of the digestion and helps to start melting some of the fat. So the real Garcinia gambosia fruit is in it. It has lemongrass, chickweed.
That's it. Don't give no more. I ain't read all that because I don't even know all that because we're about to bottle it. Like I said. But the bottle
has some other things in it too.
This is going down. This is really going down.
But yeah, we definitely always sell out of Egyptian carcade.
It's our favorite.
So what I found out was
delicious.
After designing it, after using it, after loving it, it was some time down the road that I wind up finding out that the formula was extremely similar to an ancient formula that our ancestors drank. In ancient Egypt. Called carcade.
It's called Egyptian
and it was
carcade.
It was taking the hibiscus in the direction of something that was lighter and helped to cool them from the inside out because of them being in the hot desert temperatures or hot temperatures, period, because it wasn't all just desert. And so then, and I didn't know anything about that.
We didn't know anything about that. And they call it, they call it bisap.
In the lower
regions, and what they call it carcade in the upper regions.
Yes.
So this is something that's ancestral.
And we actually had a
Egyptian,
so-called
pale Arab, but that was from Egypt,
come to the table this year during the International African Arts Festival, 50th anniversary in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Which we've been attending now since 2014.
Yeah.
And what we catch a lot at the table, because people are tasting things at the table, a lot of things that we catch are first reactions.
Yeah, we gotta record it. We gotta record it. When we show these first reactions to people are like, "Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like." Like, okay, just taste this, and if you don't like it, you just pour it out, and then be like,
"It's like that."
Oh no, this ain't the same thing that I tasted. That's what we tell you.
Like, this is sea moss.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Or
like, what is this?
What is this?
Oh my god!
And I saw. It was kind of like, if anybody's seen Ratatouille, yeah, because TV movie heads, so that's and I'm a chef, yes, right. And the critic from Ratatouille, and he was like, "Serve me what you dare."
Oh yeah, this is a good analogy.
Yeah, and he gave him the food, and he's already angry, and he's already like this or whatever.
Now y'all niggas gotta go look at Ratatouille.
Yeah, and then he go ahead and he put the food in his mouth, and then he's like, and he gets transported someplace else. And it was kind of like in reverse. So he drank it, he got transported, and then he got mad. And I saw it. It happened just like that. You see my face out when it's like
he got mad because the audacity that
furious.
This Negro had the recipe to take him back to the Egyptian geography.
Carcade.
Like,
he was
Carcade,
familiar.
that's right.
He drank
He
Carcade.
knew what it was.
He knew Carcade.
Yeah.
You know, he was mad that I knew what Carcade was. He was mad that I created something that
formula,
tasted better
right.
than Carcade. You know,
that's
but he was definitely a sign. And I appreciated every moment of it.
That's why we bottling it
Okay, so that's Egyptian Carcade.
Yes. Okay. So this is this is going to get us into the conversation of species of sea moss.
Species
and because of the
wars.
sea moss wars that we spoke of briefly. So this is our sea moss condis crispus species, and this is basically just like the species that this is the sea moss that you would gel.
Yeah,
right?
This is just loose flakes.
Uh-huh.
It's just the sea moss dried and then ground down to a coarse ground. It's not a powder, so we call it flakes. We call it sea moss flakes. Okay, so when Sabi was doing his thing, right, and you would just hear him say sea moss, sea moss, sea moss, unless you watched or went to a lecture or you know what I mean, and like really knew, then you would hear him say specific names, you know, like Crondus crispus, right?
Yes.
Or I believe the other name is Graciliaris, right? So he's saying sea moss, sea moss, sea moss. People hear him saying sea moss, and then he is taken away from us.
Yeah,
you know, they did that. So they took him away from us, and now there's this vacuum. There's this vacuum, and everybody's like, oh, you know, we were left with the understanding of sea moss. So then a lot of people in the Caribbean, they was like, oh, the sea moss. I'm gonna have the sea moss forever. The whole family's been doing the sea moss. We've been doing the sea moss. We were the first ones with the sea moss. We was bringing the sea moss, the Irish moss, you know, and doing all that kind of thing or whatever.
What Sabi said about that sea moss?
That sea moss, the majority of the pale, skinny, light skin colored sea moss that's in the Caribbean is hybrid. And it was done by I want to say what was the college? What's the college in Boston? Is it Harvard?
Yeah.
I want to say that it was done by Harvard as far as dealing with the research on trying to make it a hybrid.
Trying to make a hybrid.
Because
that's right.
What they wanted to do was create a way to be able to grow it in laboratories.
Yes.
You know,
he said they was growing it in pools. They would just grow it and moving in the water around.
And then they went ahead and dropped a lot of this back down into the Caribbean.
Yes.
So it's not to say that all of the light-skinned sea moss, the Graciliaris, it's not to say that all of it is hybrid. The majority of it is. And just because a whole bunch of people got into this sea moss game.
Sea moss is the new crack.
That
it's like the
that
80s
are
again.
Sellers and not necessarily practitioners, not necessarily herbalists, not necessarily people who have integrity, you know, in what they're doing or put any research or have a natural hand in everything. They're just now sellers of sea moss.
They selling garbage. They selling baking powder. They not selling that butter.
We were at another one of Crystal John's events in Philly.
Shout out to Crystal John.
Shout out to Crystal John. And I seen this brother bringing this giant bag of sea moss. And it was so salty. It was covered. It was like
it was different colors and stuff too.
Yes,
but it was covered with salt. Yeah,
covered in salt.
He didn't know anything about it.
So what happens is, if it's not growing from off of the rocks, it's not getting any of the mineral base. So it's not doing the thing that you think that it's going to do. And a lot of people are having a placebo effect.
Yes.
Okay. So that's it. You know,
yes.
A lot of the sea moss that's grown in the islands is grown attached to strings, ropes, you know, like clotheslines. Like they have all these lines inside of the water, and they'll you know, like wrap some sea moss around it that just continues to grow and populate, and they're like farming it.
Yeah, but not just that. Also, Dr. Sabi emphasized that the sea moss that he uses is grown in cold water.
Crondus crispus is grown in cold water regions.
Yeah.
It grows attached to the rocks.
It grows attached to the rocks.
It can go anywhere from brown, red to purple.
That's right.
It's not these skinny strings. It's like a frond. Like it's like a fan. It's, you know, it's shaped like that.
And his son, Victor, did a video literally throwing garbage bags of the light-skinned sea moss she's talking about in the trash, because he was like, people are selling this and it has no nutritional value, doesn't do anything for you, but the people don't know because everybody's in the game now just to sell it. And so I'm gonna call out. So you got niggas like King Erner over there, the bootleg brother over there in Philly, and he's selling CMOs by the boatloads. He don't know what he's talking about.
And so it winds up now.
I just want to shoot at him. That's all that was. But he's a fact. He don't know what he's talking about.
It winds up now becoming this battle because so since this is now dealing with people's pockets,
yeah, that money.
Okay, so now you start to tell people, you'll say stuff like, that's the wrong CMOS.
Yes.
So I will educate somebody. I will give them the information I have. I will allow them to make the decision that they're going to make. But when I go to festivals, I'm not trying to stop anybody's money. But if I see somebody doing stuff, I'm going to have a conversation with them because it's more important to me that they have the information that they need and that they can actually be a valid supplier to their community. Because here's the thing, there's no house. And we call them houses. They're all royal houses, right? So we talk about the Sadie house, the Queen of Fua house, the Dr. Aila Africa, Rest in Power. You know what I mean? Like these are all different healing houses, great houses or whatever, and they can't cover everybody.
That's
so
right.
you need valid people working in their own community to supply their own community. So
That's
it's
right.
not about stopping somebody's money, but it's about trying to make sure that they're getting people the right stuff.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that goes back into the islands. I love my people, but I know my people. They're growing this crap and they're selling it because now it's a freaking industry because Sadie left behind a vacuum.
A vacuum, wide open, and everybody jumping through it. So we have this. How much is the Congress Christmas? So this for the people that don't want the powder that's already pre-made, ready to go, and they want to be their own.
They want to be able to make a gel.
Chemists and scientists and make
Which
it
you can.
through the gel. And that's cool too.
You can make gel with dark CMOS. You do not have to have that light skin stuff.
Yeah, but use
Just
the dark
stop
one.
doing it.
Use the dark is better, black is beautiful.
Exactly. I don't even know why we have to have this conversation.
Yeah, so the Congress Christmas is the proper species that you should have.
Yes, versus the Gracilaria.
And how much?
Gracilaria. The 8 ounces is 25. The 4 ounces 15.
Yeah, so you could either mess with that or go get a 900-pound bag for $5 because that's how they sell them.
Crap. It's crap. It's not doing.
They're like Happy Meals.
You're not shrinking no tumors with that. You're not getting rid of any radiation with that, which is what you're able to do with real CMOS.
That's right.
You're able to feed your cells. You're able to cleanse down on the cellular level because it's going in there and it's removing the toxins that's causing all the inflammation. Because you are a cell. You are millions of cells. And if those cells are not eating, if those cells are not breathing, your organs, your shit's gonna shut down.
That's real. That's real. So we're gonna go on now to
Soapberries.
our soap berries. Yo, these is berries literally that's grown on trees, and they have saponins and everything, meaning that they soap up and sud up, and they're for cleaning. They're for people with sensitive skin, hypoallergenic, babies, very like I said,
With eczema
and all that. It doesn't have any chemicals in it. Listen, soap berries are an environmentally friendly alternative to chemical detergent and are a gentle option for those who with sensitive skin and allergies. Soap berries contain saponin, a natural detergent. The shell absorbs water and releases the saponins, which circulate as a natural surfactant in the wash water, freeing dirt, grime, and oils from the clothing. In the rinse cycle, soap berries act as a natural fabric softener, making your clothes soft and fluffy without heavy residue buildup like other fabric softeners. Soap berries also help kill bacteria found on your clothes and in your washing machine. So Hanathar literally made soap that grow on trees. Like this literally grow on trees, y'all. This is soap berries. We sell these soap berries. And what you do is you take like maybe 8 or 9 of them, between 7 and 9 of them, and you put them in a muksin bag, little cloth bag with a string, right? And you put them in your clothes. And for scent, you put the essential oils, whatever scent you like. And you literally listen. We've done this even in the laundromat. We've done it in a home wash. It works all the way around the board. And you literally put it in there, and it soaps up your clothes. And you look it up on YouTube. Look up soap berries, right? And you'll see the mukasu. They're using them to wash clothes. And then after the soap berries get ran down a little bit, they'll put them in like a spray bottle with the essential oils, and they'll use it as like a disinfectant household cleaner.
Or grind down the shells.
After they run that down, they'll grind down the shells, mixing it again, and then they'll use it like an Ajax. They'll even use it as a bug spray. You know what I'm saying? Putting in certain like cloves and spices and stuff that kill the bugs. They mix the soap berry. This Panadol ain't no joke, bro.
And there's certain recipes that you can use for even like shampoo.
For shampoo, absolutely.
So the soap berries, right? Once you put them inside the Muslim bag and you put them in the wash with your essential oils, you let them go through the entire wash cycle.
Yes.
Right? And then you take the bag out and put it to the side. And you can use it in that same bag for about maybe 6 washes.
Yes, 6 to 8 washes. Same bag. If you're not washing any more clothes that day, you could just put it to the side, let it dry. Let it dry out. That's right.
And then the next day that you're washing clothes, you just put it in there with your essential oils. Again, when you take your clothes out, remove the bag, put it over to the side. Okay.
Nigga, soap berries.
You will see that water. You will see that water
filthy
get dirtier than you have ever seen with any detergent that you could possibly use, because it's really going in the deep down of the fibers of the clothes and cleaning them out. So it's cleaning out the dirt, it's cleaning out oils, and it's also cleaning out bacteria from out of the clothes. And we've actually tested the theory, to see bacteria growth, right? So, like if you wash clothes, and let's say, for instance, anything is going on, you didn't get a chance to dry them. Super busy,
you forget to dry them,
and they're still left inside of that bag. When you come back, for a fact you have to rewash those clothes, because now all that bacteria started to reproduce inside of that bag, and now it stinks, right? Leave that bag after you've washed it in soap nuts overnight. The next day, it does not smell.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It does not smell. There is no bacteria there. It didn't have an opportunity to start to regrow. Now, can you leave your clothes like that? No, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do all that on purpose, but the idea is if it happens, you ain't got to worry about it.
And it's a sign of the fact that it cleaned out the bacteria from out of the clothes.
And then a lot of the children have very, very sensitive skin. A lot of people have like eczema and stuff like that. And these chemicals, all these detergents and stuff, and the chemicals are actually hurting our skin. And anything you put on your skin is getting into your skin and it's getting inside your bloodstream.
You're talking about stuff affecting your nervous system.
That's right.
And affecting your brain.
That's right.
Okay. And we know that detergents was actually part of chemical warfare from back during the time of the Nazis. What was that, World War? Yeah. Detergents wasn't a good word. It wasn't associated with the things that women use to wash their clothes. That's something that came later.
That's crazy.
Because everything starts in the private industry before it comes over into the public industry.
That's right.
Okay, and then they'll just tamper it down a little bit and say, how can we use this for commercial use?
That's how everything evolves from military, private, public. That's how it evolves.
So soap nuts is not only something that you can do that's healthy for your family and something that's economical, because you don't have to spend as much money, because you're able to get so many washes out of just a few amount of the soap berries.
That's a fact.
And it's another step of revolution. Like soap nuts is revolutionary.
Absolutely, especially we going into this situation with the virus and whatnot. Mm-hmm. That's why we're doing this broadcast, really, because going into this new, I call it COVID After Earth year 1, we are now in COVID After Earth year 2. So, because we're not on Earth no more. This is COVID. This is COVID world. After Earth year 2. And so we have to now start to make the changes. We have to shift our pivot in order to survive this sequence of attacks. Because this COVID virus, we know, all Sabians that's studying, that's listening to the master, we know that this is a targeted virus. But we didn't do the work years ago in order to separate from this system of the Mukasu. We didn't do the work. So now we're still a part of their system. So now we still have to interact. We're going to their stores. We're going to work. We interact with these people. We have to protect ourselves. So one of the ways we protect ourselves is with these herbs. It's all throughout the Patriarchs, the actual facts that the herbs give us is for health. That we need to take on our herbs that we need. We need to cleanse ourselves inside out, outside in. And ultimately, all of us need to be on a pathway. We don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We need to be on a pathway to become vegan. Bible doesn't emphasize it, but it's in the canon that they didn't release. It literally says Nubians are vegan. He literally says that. Inside my brother the extraterrestrial, he literally says when black people eat meat, their etheric cord collapses and it disconnects you from Pasalafu and Panathar. He literally says that in there. So he doesn't emphasize these things, but he gives us, and he wants us to use our 9 mind. We have to pull away from the nature of the beast. And he's emphasizing the beast, man. When you go into the 33 commandments, he's now, why do we call him the human beast inside the holy tablets? Because the Mukasu is 1/4 humanoid, 1/4 simian, 1/4 porcine or pig, and 1/4 canine or wolf. So he's mostly animal. So that's why he doesn't express, he doesn't have any soul, and he can't express emotions the way that we do, because the soul is the center of emotion. And so we have that. So all this I'm saying, like, we got to get back in tune, and this has to become our life insofar as dealing with healing ourselves. And the more we purify, the more the oversoul universal mind, PHARAOH, start to shower us with we make those connections, because we're raising vibrations and frequencies, and then we tune on that station, 99.9 ether FM. You know what I'm saying? And we start to hear Baba. I was just reading something. Matter of fact, it was one of the I was reading this. I don't know, the materialization, right? Where he literally was saying you get to a certain, and you'll start to hear the voices just as clear as y'all hear my voice now. So this is what it's about, God and goddesses. Excuse me. So next up, we have our hair butter. This is our Chibi Patana hair butter. This is a grade A organic shea butter, patana butter, horsetail extract, stinging nettle extract, castor oil, tomato seed oil, rosemary leaf oil, carrot seed oil, grape seed oil, coconut oil, chibi powder, lavender croton, Benjamin. Who's that nigga? Benjamin Jahoy?
Those are the herbs that are
Chevy. I sound like some African nigga. What's that nigga from Gladiator? Musk, ambriette, prunus, mahaleb, and clove. So this is the growth. Look, I'm gonna tell you, this came to grow my hair back. My tail wasn't growing. I'm trying to get my tail. It's growing now though. Okay, so it's growing, baby. Yeah, this is my hair. Yeah. That's her hair. This is my hair. Yeah, it's growing. This is the length. This is all this my chibi hair. Butter with the patana. Cause we had the patana butter first, and then we was talking about the chibi, and there was one more we ain't added to it yet. But we're gonna see. I don't think we need it because this is working. Retaining moisture. Retaining moisture in your hair. Your hair. Oh my God, I love my hair when I'm using my butter. And we're always moving around in the house. It's usually me. I usually do it. No, she's always hiding the butter from me. Like I can't. I'm like, yo. Wherever it is, I did my hair. Wherever I did my hair, that's now where stuff is at. And then I say. Then I'm like, yeah, where the butter at? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, you use it though. Yeah, where I don't remember. Then she gonna get offended when I say, okay, I'm gonna just grab my own butter and put it to the side. Why you got? What are you talking about? You don't waste the butter like that, you know? Yeah, but I can't find it. Yeah, you know. But this, y'all. So this is fire, y'all. Helping with split end, helping with hair growth. If somebody has any kind of like balding issues, alopecia issues, just giving nutrients to the hair, keeping it soft and luxurious. My hair just really loves it, you know. And if anybody has had those experiences with their own hair, and they'll go and use different products, even products that other people have recommended and that they say work really good for them, they might not necessarily work good for you. You'll be like, you know, my hair doesn't like this. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't go in my hair. You know, it stays on top. My hair still doesn't feel moisturized. It just doesn't do it for me. This is luxurious. You know, and if anybody knows anything about the stuff that I make, if I put it out on market, it's luxurious. High quality. It's high quality. High quality. You know, it's so delicious and smooth. Can we actually give them a shot of it? A shot? What you mean? Yeah, like take your top off and see if they can see it. No, they want to see this. Depends on the swirl. It's similar to like if you was to open up like horse and mane.
Like I remember
It got
people were
the seal on it,
people
though.
were on a big horse and mane thing for a
It got
long
the- it
time
got the
because it
seal
has all
on
the
it.
herbs in it. Oh, it has the seal.
Yeah,
on
it got
That's
the
right.
seal on it.
Okay.
So look, just so see, I try to open it. Look, quality got the seal on it. We don't play.
So
We don't
if
open this
if
stuff.
you want it, go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, we don't play. We got ours somewhere in here that ours is open, but it's not right there.
Just looking at it, I'm gonna want to start touching it and put it in my hair. It's so luxurious. But again, you know, everything was a labor of love. Everything was an answer to things that we already had going on in the house. You just showing off now?
Yeah.
You
Put some things. These some things we put to the side for our store. We looking for a space for a store, and we got a bunch of statues and a bunch of stuff in here. We ready to set up and get busy at our store.
So the base that was used for the Shea Patana is our grade A raw organic shea butter,
Yeah, we have
right?
shea butter.
So what I learned a number of years ago, working with my good sister Mosaic Star, who was also my Neb head, you know, during Sacred Woman initiation, and she was the shea butter queen, and she actually she went to a shea butter conference. It was like this huge shea butter conference in New York, and there was a lot of people there from Africa, and it's where she wound up meeting her future husband.
Did she meet her husband there?
Where she wound up meeting her future husband,
Yeah.
and her partners that she was originally working with in bringing shea butter over. She was definitely on her Madam C.J. Walker stuff, and she wanted to be one of the first Black women dealing with that with her own personal import-export
Did she
business.
move over there?
She went. She didn't move there,
Okay.
but she went there a number of times. And by way of her, I started to learn a lot more about shea butter, right? So growing up in New York City, you can go to any table with any African on 125th Street or even the Coliseum block in Jamaica, you know what I mean? Or anywhere and find them selling shea butter. And we remember these China Tupperware tubs, you know, of shea butter, and they would be hard and waxy, and they would either be white or yellow. And this was what we knew, right? I didn't understand before that there was different grades of shea butter. There was different, you know what I mean? There was different stratospheres of shea butter.
Yeah,
so now if you get that hard, waxy shea butter, it's crap. It's crap shea butter. It's on the low end of the totem pole. So I started getting grade A raw organic shea butter. So you know, like how now everybody's whipping shea butter. Everybody wants to whip all these different oils and stuff into it. One of the reasons is because they're using that hard ass shea butter and they don't know no better. It's okay. They just don't know no better, right? So this shea butter is so smooth. It has a sweet, light, nutty scent to it. It already smells so good and natural. And it's already smooth like a baby's butt, like already just smooth. You don't have to do all of this manipulation and whipping and adding of oils.
And it's food grade.
It's food grade, so you could eat it if you wanted to. So it's like if you could put it in your mouth, you could put it in your body. If
I
you
might
can't
fry
put it
some
in your
chicken in that.
No. It's
Yeah,
not.
she didn't tell you how I fried some
not.
fish and
It was an accident.
and sea moss.
It's fucking
The sea moss powder. We was looking for some
It was
flour.
nasty.
Nah, nigga.
This was a few years ago. This was a few years ago.
It was
But
years ago, but it's a fact, and it wasn't nasty. She just once she knew what it was, because she hate mixing stuff. So I'm like, we ain't
I'm a
had no
chef.
flour.
I'm a chef. I have a particular palate. Okay, so we have this. So we have the grade A shea butter. It became the base for our Shea Patana butter, right? And then we started making signature scents of our own fragrance oil combinations.
Yes.
We started making these signature scents. So he has farro butter,
Farro butter is my signature scent named after moi.
and I have Egyptian lotus.
Egyptian lotus is her signature scent. And these butters, we have customers, they love them. These are, listen, fantastic scents. Like, first of all, I'm going to say it like this. Everybody in the Span Nation of the tribe, right? We know we got the all oil. Nobody has the all oil, okay? So I'm going to say that farro butter is special like the all oil. And I'm not saying like because I'm special like, the master, even though I am special. I'm a child of pound and dog. But that's one of the secret ingredients. So you can't get it no place else because I got some of that in it. But it's not all that's in it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's one. I'm saying that to the brothers and sisters so they know how significant it is. It has that in it, plus some other stuff, and it's
signature scents,
and it's phenomenal. Yeah. So we have the butters
and the butter. So your skin can breathe. It doesn't stay on top of your skin. It goes in your skin, and because it's raw, it has all of the vitamins and nutrients that actually do something, like to keep your skin healthy, to keep it elastic. You know what I mean? To help keep it hydrated, to help keep it firm. You know, okay. You know, to help keep it firm and supple. And even to help even out skin tones and to protect you from the sunlight. And y'all know what I mean when I say protect you from the sunlight. We're melanite people. We need sunlight, but you know, we still need a little bit of layer of protection. You don't know who's in your genes. So that is the our shea butter. Okay, which again is the base for our Shea Butana butter, which if anybody is needing some assistance with their hair, you seem to be doing everything that you need to do, but you're still not retaining any length, you're not getting any hair growth, then you're going to want the Shea Butana butter. What else do we have going on? We done moved everything. We went through the teas, we went through Noon's Abundance, we went through that. That's a lot of our products. Yep, that's it. He done left me on the air by myself. I don't like this. What? Yeah, and so we do festivals. We have one coming up this weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. We're doing the FDMG. That's the Franklin, what is that? It's Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey School, Umar School in Delaware. In Wilmington, Delaware. They're having a family fun day fundraiser on September 11th, and we will be vending there, and PHARAOH will also be performing at that event. We have another event coming up on October 30th with Dr. G and the Honorable Brother Taj Tariq Bey in Wilmington. Grand Sheik Taj Tariq Bey on October 29th. At the House of Reawakening Minds.
Yeah, I forgot I'd be doing that music because I ain't put a lot of new music out. But we got a project coming very, very soon. Matter of fact, we're gonna be advertising it. I'm looking to drop it on I'm looking to drop it on the 9th. I'm putting pressure on Mama, and I'm putting pressure on myself. And I have most of the music.
What does that mean for me? That means that I do the graphics.
Yeah, she got to do the graphics. That's what it means. And so. This is a Sabaean project. So anybody who didn't submit any songs, any Sabaeans in the tribe, male, female, gatekeeper, whatever you is, you got email me your music at PHARAOHrising@gmail.com. You can put it inside the thing. But that's PHARAOHrising.com for the website. But yeah, PHARAOHrising@gmail.com. And to make the cut. This is volume 1. I'm not even announcing the name because niggas be stealing. Niggas steal. Niggas is crazy. Bible said don't steal. It's in the 33 commandments. Y'all got to stop it. You know, we used to call it biting, bootlegging. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, PHARAOHrising@gmail.com. You can submit your music, new-wop, hip-hop, like new-wop. Wapians using words of power. I'm about to come out with a new-wop shirt. R&B, Sabeg songs, chants, you know, whatever y'all do. I got brothers that do calypso. I got brothers and sisters that's doing like R&B. I got a lot of brothers throughout the tribe that already submitted. Sisters, that people submitted music, and I'm just arranging it, and we about to drop like very, very soon. And this is gonna be volume 1, and then we have all the hip hop artists. I'm putting together a Sabaean super group. So, you know what I'm saying? You get tagged, boop. Yo, love it. Bat phone. We're going down. Yo, listen, it's crazy. So, yeah, we appreciate y'all. You know, that's it with the herbs, baby.
So yeah, so we've gone through all the herbs.
Back when you saw what's going on.
You've heard a bit about my history. And as far as like going through this journey, in becoming who I am and doing what I do. I often call myself a reluctant herbalist. One, because the industry is crazy saturated, and two, because I'm on my own healing journey, and a lot of people like to be freaking judgmental and whatnot, and they have this idea of what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to look like, and everything, like if you're a healer and stuff like that. And the reality is that they're still looking for a savior. Black people are still looking for a savior, and they're still looking for people to exemplify what they think that they're supposed to be. Like, I remember being with my aunt, and she hated the term healer. You know what I mean? She hated that because people had expectations that might not necessarily be realistic, and even the idea of the gift that somebody was given, and the fact that you can't choose who nature chooses.
You can't choose
what's inside of somebody and what they have to grow with and what they have to share with the world. And this is it for me. Like I said, the industry is saturated. Everybody wants to be a herbalist now, whether or not it's their calling or it's in them or not.
It was deep too, which I don't know, is a large percent of these people behind the scenes that are the faces for a lot of these herbal movements. They never had no problems. First of all, they just got into it to hustle. A lot of them sisters out there have been skinny minis their whole life. They ain't never overcome nothing.
And clearly, I'm a big girl.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the judgments and all that. I mean, that's what the models do anyway. So we know that from us being.
But I can't get away from it because I love what I do. And I would be doing it whether somebody was buying herbs from me or not. I would still be working with herbs. I would still have a ton of herbs in my house. I'm still a caretaker. I've been a caretaker my entire life. And I would just continue to do that. A mixture of the chemotherapy tea herbs and the amexotonic herbs is what I use to assist my niece with going through her battle with COVID, and she didn't have a hard time with it because she had these herbs. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to keep on doing it regardless because it's in me. But I don't like the direction that everybody is taking the industry. I don't like it because it's coming away from healing. It's coming away from the work. It's coming away from the compassion. It's coming away from the support. It's coming away from empowering people to be their own healer. Like, people literally want people to look at them like they're their healer. Like, nobody is anybody's healer.
But that's the science of that's part of that mind state of evil being made fair seeming. See what I'm saying? So they're perverting the most sacred of things. And we jump in it with good intention, but now the ego kicks in, arrogance kicked in. And I tell people, I always say this, there is enough people on the planet for every so-called leader, chief, master teacher, all these wannabes, Johnny-come-latelys, to have 1 million followers and not touch each other's followers. I mean, that's how many people it is on the planet, bro. That everybody could take their little file and go up to the corner and raise them how they want to raise them.
There's a few other things too that I want to point on, and that's one is the fact that we still make all of the herbs ourselves.
Yes, we do.
We make all of the herbs ourselves.
That's right.
So much so that the formulas aren't even written down anywhere.
Nah.
Formulas aren't even written down anywhere. So what does that mean? That means that energy and intention goes into the making of all these products. None of this is streamlined by somebody's machines. There's no machines involved here.
Not yet. But niggas, listen, I ain't playing. We be tugging warring all the time. I'm looking for a nigga right now.
We have slightly different outlooks.
Listen.
And it's only because of I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Yeah, but we also a business. And it's going worldwide, and we not and the
and that's one of the reasons
the demand is we're gonna have to. That's what I'm just anticipating.
Okay. When we get there, we cross that bridge. But I do understand that that's one of the reasons why places like the Fig Tree don't have a lot of everything, because it's just a small group of people, namely WeWi, one of my aunt's eldest daughter, who is preparing a lot of the herbs still. Her and her group down there in Florida. Handmade stuff. It's not made by.
That's why you can't never find
some
none of it.
Picasso industry somewhere.
That's why it's always backlogged.
And they're special, and that's because we keep it. It's keeping it the integrity and keeping it sacred. So that's the first part. The fact that everything you get from here is made with these hands right here.
That's a fact.
Okay. So that's one part, right? The second part is, as long as we've been doing what we do, and as many people as we've been able to help, most of the family don't know what we do. Most of the family don't know that they can call us up on the phone and get some herbs if somebody's in trouble. And we've been having a lot of people, we've lost a lot of family members to this COVID while people are still out there acting like it's not real. And it's real, and so was the Delta variant. So from there, we can segue into the Moderna vaccination before I wind up getting up and leaving and going.
This is
While he
powerful stuff.
Does,
this is powerful stuff.
The rest of the show.
Yeah, this is powerful stuff.
It is. So
she's gonna you see how the sister do? She want to try to sidetrack it to some serious stuff like that.
We cleared out about the herbs.
They talk about leaving.
Naturalnatureherbs.com. Okay, if somebody needs a consultation, if somebody needs information or a food list as far as doing a transitionary diet, if somebody wants to go, like, there's actually levels. There's levels to fasting. That's a whole education there. So somebody can do a water fast. Somebody, what we call is a nutritional fast, because when people say fast, they just don't understand. They think, I'm trying to starve myself. I'm trying to fight giving myself food or nutrients for as long as I possibly can. And that's just so unhealthy. Peace and blessings, Angel.
That's Castro, Angel. Yo, peace and blessings, beloved. What up, man?
Peace and blessings, Fatah Initiative.
Oh.
Rahubat Muisar. What was I just saying?
I don't know. You know, Castro, I hate you because I love you so much. I really, really, really hate you because I love you.
He just wants to go to the studio.
No, this is Castro Bard. Castro.
Oh, Bard Castro, Bard graduate. I remember him.
Yeah.
We were playing pool at ping pong at the last.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. A lot of fun at that.
Yeah.
I enjoy those because I'm a little bougie, so I like going to.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. We royal, baby. We do.
I like white people serving me.
Oh.
Yeah. What was I saying? You interrupted me with
we're about to go into this vaccine situation. Okay, let's talk about that.
We were talking about people not knowing what we do, people needing herbs,
how you change that
people needing consultations.
You put it up there.
I did no such thing.
It wasn't up there when I left.
I didn't touch anything.
It wasn't up there when I left.
I understand that.
This is crazy. I go through this all the time. Because my name was up there. Where my name at?
Again? This is your machinery.
Oh, man.
You'll make it work.
No, I will.
Right. So,
oh, yeah, we definitely need to talk. Yo, and we out here, too. We not too far from you, God. We out. We out. I'm going to build with you and I'll let people.
We got a lot of people that if you need herbs, call. Like, please just call.
I be throwing my number out there for everybody.
There's no ego about the situation.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? If there's something that I don't know, I will never sit there and try to freestyle and act like I know and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or at the very least try to get you to the people who can assist you if you are outside of my wheelhouse. As they would say. I can tell y'all right now that I know for a fact that Ma'a is about 6 months.
6 months.
About 6 to 8 months behind, pre-scheduled for consultations. Usha is about 3 months behind. Ma'a now has some lady working with her. I believe her name is Nicole, and she's about 3 months booked. And everything. So again, as far as dealing with reversing diseases, as far as like if you got cancer, diabetes, sickle cell anemia, Alzheimer's, like they have the track record. The fig tree has the track record, and they are still doing the same work that her and Sabi were doing.
That's right.
During the time that they were together and afterwards. Whereas we don't know what's going on with that California office. The word was that it was taken over by some of his workers right after he died. And his own children and family members.
First of all, he didn't die; he was killed, and those people, and that organization also was connected to that. You still love to hate me too, sucker.
Right. So we still tried. So Usha is in ATL. She's in Atlanta. She has a shop. People are getting herbs from her. Victor, Dr. Sabi's son, his last son that was from Honduras.
Yes.
He's doing big work, opening up shops all over the place.
We're going to get Victor on the show. We're going to get Brother G on the show.
And I'm going to tell y'all something.
Yeah, we're going to get him on the
show. I
show.
don't talk a lot about my experience of working with Ma'a and the fig tree. I don't just throw around Sabi's name and stuff like that.
Like all the people we be hearing
and
that be lying.
And that's really
niggas be
because I
lying.
feel like that's a little disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that is absolutely necessary. But
Usha felt it was necessary when she called you and told you to stop playing like that. All these other bozos is out there running around giving their names and throwing everything out there, and they don't even know nobody. But here it is, you part of that legacy. When Sabi passed away and all the fake wives was popping out there, was a parade of fake wives.
And people were very hurtful. There was this whole campaign against the fig tree,
absolutely,
talking badly about Ma'a and her children, but talking about them like they were strangers for people who didn't understand the story. So they would say things like, "Don't buy anything from the fig tree; those are fake herbs." That like that's somebody over there that stole recipes or whatever, and those were hateful people.
That was said that even
from around the Sabi camp at that time, who was trying to create the distance, but that's not what Sabi was doing. Sabi wasn't doing that. It was just hateful women and hateful people.
At one point, the brother Poor Light was doing that. All right, let's keep it funky. He was doing that too. Smear campaign against Ma'a.
Whereas this is his wife and children. This is the company that he left behind. This was the family that they separated from. And even when he passed away, there just was no respect to the mourning process.
But I wanted to establish how serious it was in the connection between you and Ma'a. That when Sadie passed and all they was on this parade of fake wives, right? She asked you, she called and asked you to step out there for her and to straighten it up. It's funny because she went on Tasha K's show, who broke the story on Poor Light.
A year or so later.
Yeah, like a year later. But she ended up doing Tasha K's show. The sister I just finished shooting down on Niggas Is Crazy. I don't know part 1, 2, or 3. But yeah, because she don't be knowing what she's talking about. And because you forced her to come out. Because if it wasn't for you, it would have been you campaigning on that.
I'm glad that I didn't do what she asked me.
No, you forced her out of the darkness, out of her comfort zone.
That was one of the big parts of me and Ma'a's relationship. I'm a Pisces, which a lot of people know about Pisces especially when they're younger. They're inherently passive. They're not really looking to, get rah-rah and do all those kind of things or whatever. But I've had a experience of fighting in this world that gave me strength, and a lot of times I would wind up becoming a support system to people who need to fight. You know what I mean? That need to, and I'm not saying fight like fight somebody. I mean like fight for life, and so that strength, that battery in that back, that push when you need it, like that's kind of like one of the roles that natural nature gave me with working with Ma'a, you know what I'm saying, to help her during that grieving process. And I'm talking about, this is before Sadie passed away. I'm talking about after the time of their divorce. So I was there with her for a lot of intimate moments. I was there with her to hear a lot of the stories, and but she's an introvert. She's shy. She's not that. She hated cameras, even though now, Ma'a, you have to do what Sabi was able to do for you as a protection, as an agreement between a husband and a wife, where now she could just be in the shop. She could do her love shop. She could work with her herbs. She could do all these things. And now he can go out there into the world and do all these interviews and do all these lectures and stuff. And she didn't have to be bothered with that because that really wasn't her forte. And then now she has to do these things. And so it was there was a lot that we gave each other during that time period.
Okay, so that's just to establish the authenticity, the validity, the history, and the legacy that natural nature is a part of, because the goddess, listen, the goddess is a part of the Sabi legacy through Ma'a. She's a part of the Afua journey, and part of her journey. Jewel Pulchrum, Suzar,
Dr. Suzar, who wrote Drugs Masquerading as Foods, Deliciously Killing African Americans Daily. I remember when PHARAOH had that book, I sent it to him while he was inside.
And there's another joint called Blacked Out Through Whitewash that traveled throughout the prison system, pieces of it, but it's a huge book. It is like for anybody being introduced to consciousness and being not just the conscious community. But consciousness on all waves or levels, the sister bangs it out in that book. I will recommend that book for all the children and all the people that's interested in studying and getting their learning on. And again, my wife has been a part of all these different circles, and she's a daughter of Handa Bab Yanun. So then from that culminating and then creating this, the incarnation of natural nature, which is our way of life, bro. Like listen, you can't make this up. So the idea that for years, we've been ignored, it's okay.
Serving other communities.
Because we everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We made it for us, but prophets are never accepted at home. That's, what I'm saying? We know this thing. So we're going to travel the circumference of the planet Earth. And we step in and do our duty to awaken up the universe.
Now, I will tell y'all this much.
Yeah,
even though I don't do things like claim to be a healer, claim to heal other people, you know what I mean? I will definitely say that my background working in the medical field, I was a nursing student and I worked as a 24-hour home health aide for 10 years. Also worked as a, what was my title when I was working at the group homes?
The group homes?
Yeah. It was medical something they gave me a title as, but I did all of the medical work and
the medical
and
stuff,
appointments and everything for the individuals that I
like
was taking care
administrator,
for.
right under the manager, yeah.
And so I had to constantly interact with doctors and nurses and advocate for people. And so mixing that with working with the herbs and going through education in biology, physiology, and all the rest of that kind of stuff.
You still gotta read the neuroscience.
I know. Okay. And then working with Ma'a and going through Sacred Woman initiation and everything. So this is kind of like what has me doing what I'm doing and being damn good at it.
And now all you gotta do now, that's that Lotus of Life. That
which I did the cover for everybody.
That she did the
cover
the
original one that has the yoni.
We're not getting to that
on it.
Yeah, we're not getting to that. We about to jump into this, and because it's getting late.
Okay.
So yeah, she just gotta get her feminine studies on, and then she's gonna be the perfect embodiment of all these sciences. So yeah.
So yes, the Moderna vaccination. We asked. I'll tell the story after.
After what?
After you.
Well, I'm just introducing. Listen, there's a conflict, controversy, especially with us dealing with the vaccines. We anti-vaccine. Throughout the years, we looked at the vaccines and anything like it, like the mark of the beast, right? We know now with the WU-SABAT, the master taught us that the mark of the beast is actually the Amorite genetics. It's in their genes. Having that Rh negative blood in us, having that genetics in us, and having it activated in us, that's the mark, right? So now we have a targeted virus. We know Baba taught, like we know from the master's guidance that this thing has been targeted. I did videos on it talking about the CERN project and how the Hindus were doing. You on the camera? This is terrible. There's in my eye. Yeah, let's go off the thing. All right, something
was in my eye.
Yeah, my eye. Anyway, so we know that the CERN project, the Hindus were doing like the Shiva dance and death ceremony and rituals to usher in Shiva to this realm. They actually sacrificed somebody in front of the Shiva statue in the courtyard of the CERN. If anybody don't know, CERN is the laboratory that does the hydro collider, the atom collider. They were looking for the God particle, so to speak. Let me see here. You got both my folks. Okay, the God particle. So they were there. That ritual ushered in an invasion. This, what we looking at, they're not telling us, but this is literally an extraterrestrial invasion. That's why the whole planet stopped, because that invasion came from a craft that shot something down into the Indian Ocean, and from that point, this so-called this COVID situation. I'm just keep saying COVID because the other word is flagged. You know what I'm saying?
This word is flagged.
Now this is on the back of the Lysol sprays for the last 10 years. COVID says it kills COVID. I got it right there. Lysol spray. It got nothing to do with the other thing. Anyway, well, the flags. So This is an extraterrestrial virus that's sent to kill a specific genome, right? And most of us have been mixed with this genome from forced miscegenation. And a lot of us has been perverted mentally to mix in. And being that we didn't take the master's advice and separate ourselves from the system, create our own system within the system. So now we're still interacting with these people in their system. So how are we going to be protected? So the master says, look, being that if you're still going to be dealing with these people, take the Moderna shot. Now you got a lot of brothers and sisters like, nah, we not taking the shot.
They want to talk about their immune systems.
Whatever. Okay, because as a deity, you make that decision. But we've been guided from the master, walking through the valley of the shadows of death, right? And he's guiding us right. He can see what we don't see. Like brother said, he's energy. It's from the future. His guidance is coming from the future. This is his past. So he knows the route around these things. So when we don't move and we hard-headed, we make things harder and harder for ourselves. So he's telling us, look, take the Moderna. Check it. He told us before we got to this point, take the Moderna, right? And he said, then now we know that the Moderna is hard to get.
We lost a lot of beautiful people.
We lost a lot of people for not listening. And the Moderna, when you go to take it, they'll lie to you and try to give you the Pfizer and the Johnson & Johnson. Do not take your Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson. Get the Moderna, okay?
So we would go.
Tell them what we did, what we went through.
We would go through the list, right? They had these lists of all the places where you can go get the vaccinations, and they'll list what.
I'm about to bring Ron through in. Ron through, you ain't leave yet, right? Where you at?
They'll list what vaccinations they have, right? And then they'll go ahead and so we'll make the appointments and things.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm here.
Rahul Bad, sir.
Rahul Bad, just walk Ron through up.
So we will go ahead and look for look at these places.
Nah. I'm here.
And make appointments, right? And I would call them like, we want to make sure that you got the Moderna, because if you don't have the Moderna, then it's a waste of time. And you literally had to make an appointment. They would be far, off to the side someplace. You got to go someplace in the Bronx, someplace in Brooklyn, whatever. And then some hospitals and things. So then we'll get there, and the whole way, even from downstairs in the reception, we're like, we came here for the Moderna. Do you have the Moderna? They're like, yeah, we got the Moderna. We got the Moderna. Then we get upstairs, and they give us the paperwork to fill out and everything. And they're like, we're like, why does this paperwork say Pfizer? And it's like, because that's what we have. And it's like the lady on the phone and the lady downstairs was like, you have the Moderna. And they're like, we haven't had Moderna
since February.
We haven't had Moderna in months, but then they'll say, but it's the same thing.
It's the same thing is what they tell you.
So people who don't know no better will be like, okay, well, if it's the same thing, it's the same technology, then whatever. And then that gets into another thing. So before the pandemic, I was working for Oxford Nanopore Technology at the Genome Building in New York City.
Say that again. Say that because you said it too fast.
Sorry. Oxford Nanopore Technologies at the Genome Building in New York City.
That's what she was working at.
And the technology that they were working on was handheld devices that were revolutionary because they had these nanopores on them, and they would be able to break down RNA and DNA of any organic living thing anywhere on the planet.
They would literally untwine the DNA.
They would untwine it. So usually they would only be able to get these short bursts of DNA readings that would take forever from the standard way of doing things. But now with these nanopore devices, they're able to take these long chain pieces of the DNA. So it's basically, if anybody knows anything about transcripting, where you got the double strain of the double helix, and then the transcription is basically breaks them apart. Right, I'm trying to get the camera right. Breaks it apart, right, and then it takes one line of this, and now it creates a duplicate strain of everything that it sees there, right? And that's how. So it like rips it open, and then it reads it.
This
and
is
then
their process of gene mapping.
So it was kind of like that same process going through the nanopores on this device, and we had scientists all over the world using this. There was people who are actually on site in places in the Amazon because they were, this is new technology they could use on everything
on the planet now.
animal down there. It's crazy research, right? And then there was huge contracts that were coming in from countries, literal countries, working with governments. Like I worked with the paperwork. I saw, I was working with the scientists and everything, and they were doing, all the countries are doing their own genome mapping projects using this software. Using these machines and everything, and these agents.
We're gonna get one of those machines because they have personal use machines.
No, they do. It's about $1,000 for the machine. Yeah, you'll get your initial agents and everything, right? So then when the COVID virus hit, like we were shipping so much material over to China that was instrumental in breaking down
what the virus was and everything.
Right. The DNA, the RNA of the virus, the DNA of the virus, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And then, so now when you start getting into the spike protein technology that went into creating this mRNA vaccination, this was just technology that I understood. It was a process that I understood, and even understanding that all the old school virus vaccinations, dealt with taking a piece of the virus, okay, like a sample of the virus, and giving it to you in order for your body to create an immune system reaction to now have antibodies protect you from that virus should you come across it again. That's what was killing people. That's what was having all these crazy side effects. These old school vaccines that were doing things the same way. This new technology that Moderna put out, there's no whole virus there. There's no whole virus at all. It's actually a synthetic version of that spike protein that is a single element within the RNA chain, within the DNA of the virus. That's because it told them that you was on the TV, right? So that's the Moderna vaccination. Now, you can go and research more information about the Moderna vaccination, about the technology that was being used. All of that is great, but at the end of the day, we've been walking with the master for a very, very long time.
That's what it come down to, bro.
And he ain't never steered us wrong. We are not followers, but at the same time, there comes a point when you trust somebody. You know what I mean? When you've had the evidence, experience, and reason, and you've had enough of it, and you just know.
And now we're at this place, right? Because we're not the only ones that was going through this trying to get the Moderna. You have brothers and sisters telling us that they had to chase it down, right? Mm-hmm. And now the FDA has approved the Pfizer, so they're gonna force people to take the Pfizer. And the Pfizer has crazy side effects. And we know also from the master that the variants are real. So this is just the beginning. So listen, yo, we got to stay alive. We got to stay the course. The idea is to what? It's like dealing with the police. Survive the encounter. It's not about your ego.
You're talking about we walk with the master wherever he go.
We walking with him. And this is damn near, like I told a brother earlier, I said it's like the story of Israel when the angel of death was going to all the houses. In order for them to be protected, they had to put the blood on the door. That's what this is like right
Lamb's
now,
blood,
bro.
Baby.
Yo, this is where we at, y'all. I'm just saying, so I'm bringing it up. I know a lot of people going to disagree with it, and it's cool because I'm not telling nobody they got to do anything. I'm telling on my family, or my friends, or my loved ones, or my people.
If you're going to go get it, which we suggest that
you're going to go get it because you're working in their system. Niggas ain't do nothing to get out of their system. So I know a sister right now out here, she's an elder, and now she's on her third job because now they're starting to require that you have a vaccination card in order to work. And she's like, I'm not getting it. I'm like, but you're going to just keep jumping from job to job to job? She literally about to work at McDonald's.
Listen, if you got to go to work, if you're going to be around people, like we lost a beautiful brother, and all he was doing was lifting Uber driving.
Yeah, we lost so many brothers and sisters, man. And we like damn near at a place where we have to prepare to lose more.
We lost half a family because they had a young person living with them that treated life a little bit differently.
Reckless.
That still went outside and acted like the coronavirus wasn't real and was reckless. And now people in their families ain't here no more.
Now they said, like Stilo said, all right, did he say to go out and take it, or for individuals to take it if they need to?
Good segue. Go ahead.
He said,
read the thing, Daddy.
What, the letter?
Yeah, read the letter.
Okay. I'm gonna read the letter. But I'm trying not to say.
Originally, there was a heavy suggestion originally, and it dealt with the idea of if you're going to be out and about, which most people are. Tell me who has the ability to just stay locked up in their house and you ain't got to go nowhere to do nothing. You ain't got to go to no school. You don't have to go grocery shopping. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to do any of these things. And plus the fact that you're going to get lonely. You're going to wind up wanting to see somebody. And I don't care what nobody say. The coronavirus is real.
Well, listen. So the God said the message was this: if you're going to be out and about and interacting with this system, get the shot. He says that everybody's going to get the virus. Everybody. He says it's going to touch everybody. But this is going to give us the best way so that when it touches us, we're not going to be finished.
That's the reality of the vaccination. It does not stop you from getting from contracting the coronavirus. What it does is stops you from experiencing symptoms that could kill you, like that are so bad that they can kill you.
Well, and then look, then this falls in line with a lot of the things we talk about with the herbs too. Because what happens is we take the teas and we as preventive measures. So when we do come in contact with it, I'm gonna tell you, like the teas, because of the heat, even though it's changing and we don't know what it's changing into, we
still try to avoid people. We still wear masks. We
use that damn Lysol that kills 99.9% of bacteria and viruses.
Part of the protocol that we've been employing since this whole thing started, understanding that the coronavirus first lives in the throat and in the nasal passage before it goes down and it needs your chest. Incubate before it comes down into the chest. So heat. It's very sensitive to heat. So we would take a lot of hot showers, a lot of hot baths, drink a lot of hot tea, and doing wudu where you're passing that warm water through your nose and cleaning out your nasal passage. If you have one of those nasal teacups that help to clean out the nasal passages with good warm salt water and stuff like that, gargling with salt water, washing your hands, washing your clothes, disinfect people that come in your house. Don't let just anybody come around you. There were certain protocols that we were doing, and thankfully, we didn't necessarily have to be outside when the world was closed down. So we were doing a lot of internet sales. We were doing a lot of consultations over the phone.
Bro, let me tell y'all, listen, we are not pro-vaccine.
At all.
Listen, my wife she was talking about her working at these spots. Before she was working at Bellevue, she had to take a flu vaccine, right?
I've never taken the flu vaccine a day in my life. A day in my life.
And when she took that flu vaccine, it turned on a gene inside her system that literally made her sensitive to light. We had to literally walk her around in darkness for 2 weeks. Like when we was in a hospital with her, doctors were coming from all over the city to see her and to read her charts because they were like how rare the gene is. They was like they never seen it, like the gene operating. Like that's how serious it was. So we were terrified the idea of taking. She was like, "But what is this going to do to me?"
Right. So never took a flu shot before. Was looking to get into this job at Bellevue Hospital. I was a little desperate at the time. Was living with in-laws. Wanted to get the hell on out. And it activated a gene called HLA-B27.
HLA-B27.
And they found that after maybe about a week of them putting me through every possible test they could possibly think of to try to find out what the hell was going on with my eyes. PHARAOH had to cover the windows with heavy blankets. He had to wrap scarves around my eyes, like 2 scarves, to basically block out all the light, and was my seeing eye dog to be able to get me around to the hospital. Seeing eye God, is that better?
Yeah, a lot better.
Sight assistant. I don't know. Right. So
even in the hospital, we had to turn our lights off in the room.
Oh my God. And the way that they would come and look in my eyes, they would take this like little lens thing, right? And with a light and now shine that. Now I'm photosensitive at this time. And I mean excruciating pain. And now every doctor coming in here wants to shine these lights into my eyes to be able to see in the back of my eyes and everything. And what it was is the HLA-B27 gene creates inflammation in the eyes, the heart, the lungs, or in your spine. And it's actually a gene that is primarily Caucasian. So we talk about being around the Mukasa. We talk about being in their world. But we got to talk about that
them being in us.
So there's this running joke that we have that there's this little white girl inside of me that's trying to kill me.
It is if all of us got some little white nigga in us trying to take us out.
Because if you go back through my genetics, at least to the 1, 2, 3, the 4th generation, there's a white man or a white woman standing there.
That's real.
Okay, because you go back to my great-great-grandmother, Malvina Turner. She was...
Business in the street. Ain't nothing.
That's okay. She was mulatto. So either her mother or her father was Caucasian.
Yeah.
So you can't, no matter how kinky my hair is, no matter how brown my skin is, no matter how wide my hips, my nose, and my lips, it doesn't take away from what's inside those genes. We know from the Akashic records, we know from the Lotus of Life, we know that the female, especially, you are a combination and a trail of everything that was going on before you, everything that's in there. It's all inside the genes. It's just about what gets activated. Now, what they told me was if the HLA-B27 gene is not activated by the time you are a certain age, it just doesn't activate. I'm sitting here close to my 40s when it happened. Right. So it was dormant. It just wasn't nothing. But what happened is that the pathogen from the vaccination,
right.
from the flu vaccination completed.
It finished the gene sequence of the H.
It took a piece from out of that and it's like a breaker. Like anybody knows about electricity. So if you put that breaker there, it completes the line.
That's right.
Right. So that's what happened, and it completed the chain of what this thing needed in order to wake up. So, and it immediately went and attacked the most sensitive part of me, which was my eyes. So the HLA-B27 gene now wrapped itself around my white blood cells and now have my white blood cells attacking my white blood cells. So this is an autoimmune response, an inflammatory autoimmune response that's happening inside of my eyes.
So now think about this. This is a genetic thing. This is a genetic doctrine. Think about that. So now the idea that this gene was activated, this goes into the morphogenetic field, the morphogenetic resonance, and the idea of we have to recreate our world, our language, our tones, our colors, our images around us to activate Nathar's genes inside of us and to make the Mukasu genes more and more dormant. And so the Mukasu's agenda is to make the Mukasu genes stronger inside of us, so we're susceptible to their influences, to their voices, and to their inspiration, to the 6 ether energies. This is the war. This is why they keep wanting us a part of their stuff, because this is how they keep control over us.
To strengthen their genes and characteristics
inside of us.
So now with having this experience, so they put me on heavy drugs, steroid drugs. They wanted to put me on medication for the rest of my life, but I'm an advocate for my own health care. Doctors don't tell me nothing. We're going to have a conversation. I'm going to do just as much research and we're going to figure this out. So I'm like, this is something that just happened. This is something that can just unhappen. I'm not going to sit here and you're going to have me on drugs for the rest of my life. And me coming with the information that I was coming with and talking the way that I was talking made my doctors respect me as a part of my care plan and an advocate for my own care, rather than them just telling me what to do and making their decisions for me. So we went on the protocol, and I basically told them, let's go. The protocol is working. Let's get this inflammation down, and then wean me off of the medication, and we'll see where it goes from there. If it comes back or whatever, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But I want to get weaned off of this medicine.
And it never came back.
And I've been fine ever since.
And
right?
Then we took that goddamn other
vaccine. With that story, with that experience, now bringing up this question about this next vaccination and everything, trust and believe, there was a lot of consideration that was given toward, even with the idea of the master teacher giving a heavy suggestion, for us to do it.
Even the idea of us going to Ghana, because we got the plug, we got to connect, we got family out there that's a resident, and we already were making moves to relocate and get land, get some land and business and all that in Ghana. And so that's another vaccination she got to get.
Series of vaccinations.
So it's like we might have to go to Mexico, go to Scenic Group, Mexico and Canada.
So when we finally found a place to go get the Moderna vaccination, and we were going, and we were just we were on it. We're like, we're doing this.
We're doing it.
You know, we following the Lamb wherever he go.
That's a fact, bro.
You know, the master teacher ain't never steer us wrong. And the fact that we saw all of the family, Baba's family, go ahead, you know, getting the Moderna vaccination.
Brooklyn got it. Most of the brothers and sisters in Brooklyn, they got it.
And we knew Baba's not going to steer his own family wrong.
They ain't going. That's
not
right.
saying that we're not all his family. We're all his family, but you know what I'm saying.
That core that's getting to connect. So we saying this is our position. This is where we stand, and we know a lot of brothers and sisters have a problem with it. I know, and I'm like, yo, I mean, you got to make your own decision. We just giving you the best information based on what we know, our experience, evidence, and reason, and we took it in May.
We've been fine.
No side effects.
No side effects at all. We took both doses 1 month apart, as you're supposed to, and everything. I haven't had not a single issue whatsoever, again, because this was not the old school vaccinations that have a whole virus in them. I got more
of a reaction for some goddamn plants when we was doing farming. We went out there to help
at the garden for the
community center, and we was doing the weeding. And the plants, you know, you moving the plants away, moving around the plants, and they scraping up against my arm, and they goddamn gave me a goddamn rash.
Which we've taken care of as well.
Irritated my damn arm. But I got more of a reaction from the funky plants than the goddamn alien vaccine for the alien virus.
Right. So we have a bunch of reasons to take it.
It's alien, y'all.
A lot of people want to talk about immune system and everything, but you haven't experienced anything like this. You haven't suffered in this kind of a way. And even the idea of how easy it is to spread it, like, it's hard. You don't want to be alone like that. Bro, we just recently, go ahead.
Look, the immune system argument is real, right? For everything that's earthly.
You don't know how your body's going to react to this.
This is an extraterrestrial virus.
You don't know,
bro.
How painful. Like, we've heard
we're
people
not here to gamble at
that they felt like their lungs were crystallizing, like they were turning into glass.
That's the first brother I heard. That's what he
some people said their body felt like it was being broken in half
from the inside out.
You know what I mean? And then the idea that you now have to be quarantined, you now have to be alone. You know, this isn't like when you got the flu and now somebody, one of your sacred sisters or your brothers or your mother or whoever else can now come over and they can make food for you. They can make tea for you. They can get washcloths for you. You know what I mean? They can help you to the bathroom because you get so weak. And then you just want to sleep. But that's the virus. That's the virus trying to get you to slow down. That way, because it's calcifying and solidifying your lungs. You're just going through so much, and people are not surviving. They're not surviving.
And the hospitals is the worst. Like, you do not want to go to no damn hospital, bro.
I was furious when one of my nieces got the virus. I was furious because it was from reckless behavior, and now she isolated herself. Now I can't come for you. I can't help. You know, we had a family member who was in the hospital in New York, and she was a police officer, okay? And she's sitting there. They when they say they lock you off, they cut you off. There's nobody, so I don't care. And I mean, I'm a ferocious advocate when it comes down to any loved one being in the hospital and I'm all up in the doctor's business. I'm doing my thing, right? You can't. There's nowhere to go. You gonna make phone calls? That's it. They're not gonna let you in, and that family member is gonna sit there. So she was sitting there and she was making videos on social media and everything. And they're like, they're not giving me any water. They're not checking on me. They're not taking care of me. I'm scared. Like, you don't know what it's like being scared alone in a hospital with a bunch of strangers, and they're being cold as ice. Cold as ice.
Listen, we went to the hospital because she had some gas. And
I was dehydrated.
Yeah, that's what I said. And she thought her heart was hurting, thought she was down a heart attack.
I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, that's how she was acting. She was
Get me to the hospital.
She was in the van. She was
We were just coming back from a 4-day festival. We just got finished doing the International African Arts Festival, and we worked so hard at our booths. We barely get any breaks, and I wasn't drinking enough water.
So we go to the hospital. Listen, she go up there to the X-rays. The EKG, ain't nothing wrong with her heart. Okay, we're going to X-rays. While she's in the X-ray, an elder sister get rolled up. I'm waiting outside the X-ray room. The elder sister said she's on the bed. When the nurse walked away, she said, "Don't let them take her nowhere where you're not at. They're gonna try to separate you. Don't let them separate you. Stay on her everywhere she go." I was like, "What the hell? What the hell is going on in here?" She said, "Don't let them take. Don't let her." The nurse came back. She laid down like. I was like, oh no, we out. So
No, but really, so I'm sitting there. I can't talk. I can barely breathe. I'm scared. It feels like I'm having a heart attack, right? And we're sitting there talking to the. No, because we realized we're like, we have to figure this out ourselves.
Yeah.
We're like, these people are not, because I mean, these women were cold as ice.
No, they rolled us back into the damn lobby.
Back into
right outside, like
with people with oxygen tanks
out there
and all this kind of stuff, and they're just sitting there talking about what they're having for lunch and doing their paperwork. And I mean, it didn't matter what I said, it didn't matter what I did. They were not moving, they were not treating me.
Somebody said, "Yo, I can't breathe. I'm about to die." They're gonna say, "Well, when you die, we're gonna take care of you." I was like,
"Yo," you heard somebody say that?
Yeah, I was like,
awful.
"Yo, where we at?"
So I'm assessing the situation, and I'm like, this is no bueno. I'm not going to get no help here. You got to figure this out yourself. And I said to I started thinking back to that movie. What was it called? The Fox boy, movie. Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox, yeah.
Michael J. Fox, when he played a doctor. Y'all see I'm a movie head, right? Yeah. So he played a doctor, a big city doctor that winds up getting stuck in some small town. And he's at the doctor's office filling in or whatever. And this little boy comes in, lips turning blue, like he's going through all of this can't breathe stuff or whatever. And the dude thinks, Michael J. Fox thinks he's having a heart attack. And he's like, he's getting ready to order all these surgeries and crack his chest open and do all the rest of this kind of thing. And the old school country doctor comes in and he's like, "Get out of my way," and everything. And he pops open a can of soda and gives it to him, and he drinks it, and then he lets out this big belch, and then he's fine. And then so now this old school doctor rags on him, and he was like, "You were getting ready to bust open the chest of a 10-year-old boy when, you know what I mean, because you want to do your big city surgeries and everything," and he just had some indigestion going on. You know what I mean? So it was something like that. So I'm like, all that run through my head, and I told him, I said, "Daddy, go get me a ginger ale. Because we got to get the hell out of this place, because these people are going to try to kill us, right? They're going to kill us." Yeah. So he gets it. I belch. I feel a little bit of relief. You know what I'm saying? I understand that it was indigestion. It was dehydration. It was a poor diet during that working period when we were in crunch time and everything. So I'm like, okay, I just need to get home and do some wellness work. And that's just what we did. But between that, and just previous experiences at the hospitals, they're meant for hospitality. They're not meant for wellness. Nope. They're not meant to take care of you. Nope. And then especially when you're talking about COVID and the fact that you can't have anybody there to advocate for you. We had an incident August of last year where we had just got an alkaline water machine, which I don't necessarily advocate for them, especially if you don't have the addition of minerals going into the water, and that's what it was. So we were just so excited that we just started drinking a lot of we started drinking a lot of the alkaline water almost from this water machine, right? And it wind up creating this crazy reaction in my husband, right? And I spoke with the doctors about it, and y'all can already see I know how to speak to doctors, in a way that we can understand each other or whatever. So they'll sometimes give me a little bit more information than they would the average person. So basically, he threw his mineral balance off, his sodium level off, which now affected how insulin was being used for the sugar inside of his body, right? And so he's thirsty, and not understanding why. And it's because his sodium levels were already thrown off. His insulin levels, his blood sugar already started climbing, right? So now he's starting to...
I'm drinking juices.
He's starting to experience the symptoms of hypoglycemia, and not know it. So he's thirsty and everything, and just thinks that he just needs more water,
fluids,
right? And then he started feeling run down, and now he thinks he has the flu. So now he's starting to drink orange juice, and orange juice and Theraflus and all the rest of these kind of things, and all these juices, because when you're sick and you got a cold or whatever, that you want to get in vitamin C and stuff. So he's drinking these orange juices.
It's just raising my sugar up higher,
right? And then now he where's the camera? There you go. So now he is about to go into a diabetic coma. And he was away from home He was away from me. So I wasn't able to monitor and watch all these symptoms as they were coming out to be able to ascertain what was going on. But once he got to the point where he wasn't really moving and he couldn't respond to me, and I'm like, okay, something's wrong. I need to get somebody over there that can get eyes on him, and then a call was put out through the tribe, through the Sabaean tribe.
His story is on Facebook.
The story is definitely on Facebook.
I put it out there.
And both physically, brothers started going to the location where he was at, and somebody called, and Manus was the first one on site with him, and the brother Nabab was the one that had called the ambulance. And so he got taken to the ambulance while I'm on a train going between state lines to be able to get to where he's at or whatever. And I was still pushed in order to be able to get in there to advocate for him, where people normally they're like, you can't come in here, you can't come in here. And I'm like, you're going to let me in here to see my husband. Now, under these circumstances, I was still
This is during COVID.
This is during COVID. So under those circumstances, I was still able to push. But that's only because they saw I was about to tear that whole goddamn building down. This was like, you're not going to get me to not see him right now, to not talk to his doctors, to not be able to advocate for his health. However, when somebody's got COVID going on, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your relations. Stop all that. I don't care what your relations are.
And like right now, we are vaccinated, right? But back then, they was asking, so are you COVID? Have you been tested? Like, make it out of my face.
No, because we weren't even putting ourselves in a situation.
I ain't putting nothing on record.
Get COVID to be tested. So we were heavy quarantining at the time. And they were, even when he was in the hospital then, they was trying to stick something up his nose, and in his diabetic coma, he was still fighting. Now,
no.
Right. And now, mind you, when we left him out of the hospital, when I finally got them to release him, to let them know, listen, you've got his blood sugar down to a safe area, because he was over 1,000. His blood sugar was over 1,000.
It was like 1,300.
It was like 1,300, which if you go over 100, you're already in danger zones of diabetic comas, right? So they got his blood sugar down to a safe level, and I'm like, we could do the rest of this at home. I want to bring him home, so that way I could start with the herbs and everything. So, and when he left, he had to take insulin.
Mom, I'm on a video. They told you I'm on a video. I'm live. I can't be on phone with you.
He had to take shots.
I'm doing live. I'm recording.
Shots in his stomach. So he's pricking his fingers all the time. He's doing the shots in his stomach all the time. You know what I'm saying? We're completely changing the diet, changing what we're eating and everything, constantly monitoring him and all the rest of this kind of stuff. But then I started an herb protocol that completely reversed it. So again, I don't necessarily go around saying that I'm a healer or anything, but I'm damn sure going to fight when it comes down to, my loved ones and, things like that or whatever. But again, that was something that was not COVID. So you get COVID, you isolate yourself. You would put yourself in danger. You put your family in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't know how you're going to react to it. So I had one niece who just lost her sense of smell and sense of taste. I had another one who she had the whole gambit, and it infected somebody else too that she was close to. So you just don't know, and
you don't know. That's a fact.
You don't know.
My mother called me.
So find it. It's becoming harder to find.
Yeah, listen, man. If y'all don't do it, don't do it. Okay, that's your business. I'm putting it out there. The master said to do it. We did it. We staying in tune. We walk with the master, and I'm advised. Like I told my moms, I told my daughter, my sons. I passed around to everybody. Like, look. So we making it public. We putting it out there. Listen, if you're gonna get anything, and they're trying to get people to get it, get the Moderna. That's what you get. Because the other stuff, and now they're gonna force it. They're gonna be like, okay, they got the schools open. If I work, they talk about you gotta have the vaccine. Gotta have the vaccine. They trying to push the fights on everybody. Trust me, they trying to run the Moderna away. It's harder to get.
It's harder to get.
Right now in Brooklyn, it's at the Armory.
The Brooklyn Army Terminal.
The Brooklyn Army Terminal.
They do was
Moderna.
When we went, that's all they had. That's all they did. That's the only thing that they dealt with was the Moderna at the Brooklyn Army Terminal. They have a temporary setup there. Looks like an Army medics in order for people to in order, for them to administer the vaccination. And so, so we're fine. I didn't have any kind of reaction to it whatsoever. And again, it doesn't stop you from getting the virus, but it stops you from experiencing the symptoms so severely that it rude. It stops you from experiencing the symptoms so severely that it puts you in the hospital, which is more dangerous than fighting it at home. Okay. And possibly not surviving. So you do what you want to do with that information. I know what I did. I'm very comfortable with what I did. I'm not a follower. So it's not just because somebody said to do that. There's still a lot of thought and that went into it, a lot of consideration that went into it. And again, we've been walking with the master teacher. There's been so many things that he's been guiding us on, and my father's not going to steer me wrong.
Well, that's what it's about. We definitely hold firm to the fact that, we have an advice and guidance that goes ahead of what most people know. You know what I'm saying? 10 years in advance.
Yeah, I remember it was something like 10 years ago. Somebody they came back from Georgia. This was during the time when Mount Vernon was still kicking, right? And so Bob will give warnings about things, and it'll be 10, 20 years in advance, right? So, and he had said back during that time that something was going to come down and hit, and it was going to affect the respiratory system. So we have the breath book. Okay, you have the protocols as far as the washing system is concerned.
Oh, that's deep. Because you mentioned the breath book, and with all the herbs we talk about, and even the respiratory herbs that you can use, one of the number one things that you can learn to do is proper breathing, and that'll help destroy and kill and get rid of a lot of the negative toxins that's inside your system. Most of us do not know how to breathe. It's really that simple. And so we have the breath book to teach us how to breathe.
So you want to clean your blood. Herbs that are good for the lungs is a mullein, lupullo. You can use peppermint and eucalyptus, or spearmint and eucalyptus, because peppermint is a hybrid. So you can use spearmint and eucalyptus oils. You know what I'm saying? Breathing over top of hot pots of water that have different herbs or essential oils in it that help to breathe in that hot air. When you put the towel over top of your head and everything, because again, it sits in the throat and in the nasal passage and incubates around this area before it drops down into the lungs. And really, that's why they say, okay, if you had contact, you got to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Because that's the incubation process.
That's the incubation period. So that way, if you'll know within that time period whether or not you have it or not. We've had people who were exceedingly healthy, who ate healthy foods, who exercised. They got sick and died. We had people who ate junk food and didn't exercise or do any of those things, and they're still here with us. Yeah. So you don't know how it's going to hit you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And not everybody can just stay inside all the damn time. You're going to come in contact with people. And the reality is that not only is the coronavirus real, but also are the variants. And the Delta variant ain't nothing to play with.
And it's different. And the vaccine don't even got nothing to do with that. So listen, we gotta cleanse ourselves from outside and inside out. We got to put positive energy around us. We got to put our morphogenetic field up. So everything that's about our ancestors, the language, the tones, the foods, the activities.
And everybody better start listening. Y'all better get out of your own way. Y'all better get out of your own way and start coming together. Okay, because for one, we have nothing prepared for when the master teacher comes home. Nothing. We have nothing to offer. We have nothing for ourselves. We have nothing. So y'all better start coming together, get past your crap and come together in your community. If you have a bookstore, if you don't, form your own bookstore, form your own community center or whatever, and start making plans. Okay, we're getting ready to go back into the winter season. And it was last summer when Baba was telling people to get generators. And then when winter came, they had that cold snap in Texas that killed a lot of people. So get your survival gear.
Survival gear, that's right.
Get your generators. Understand how to hold water safely. You know what I'm saying? Get your herb packs. You know what I'm saying? So when you people needs to detox, or if they catch this and they need assistance and support, that they're able to cleanse their blood, that they're able to strengthen
even just the idea of being cut off from the regular stores. You have the herbs as food.
The herbs
it's going to take care of you nutritionally.
This goes back again to back in the day, back HTM days when Baba was like, start learning how to eat less, see how long you can make a loaf of bread last, because just from that experimental cycle during 2020, we were able to see how much we didn't have available to us. Now, not all of us are eating meat and eating chicken, so this might not apply to you, but it still gives you an idea of the food supply chain and how it gets affected. They literally had, what do they call it, like the warehouses where they have all these chickens and stuff, especially in areas like Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, all these places. So they have all these like livestock places or whatever, and they had to, this was their reasoning,
their logic, they killed
because nobody could come to work.
Thousands of chickens.
Because nobody could come to work. So they killed animals because nobody could come to work to maintain all of these animals and how much it messed up the food supply. Most people don't know that. They see what looks like everyday life still going on and moving forward and everything. But because of the industry that we're in, where we get a lot of raw materials, a lot of manufacturing, bottling, all the rest of these kind of things. So we have communication with these people in these industries, and there's so much that's going on backlog and being held up because there's nobody to work the ports, and there's so much stuff that we have that comes in from international, right? And it's not getting in. It's not getting in. There's such a low supply on stuff, people don't even know.
So we just listen. Most of the cities, most of the urban areas have like 90 days worth of food. And all they gotta do is stop the trucks from delivery.
Get some grow bags. If you have a balcony, if you have a window sill, if you have a backyard, if you have anything, start growing some type of crops. Get an understanding on what seasonal vegetables and fruits grow in what areas or whatever. Start to actually visit local farms and building relationships so that way your food supply does not run out. Create a contingency plan with the people in your area so that you have a storage unit that y'all fill with food, and resources. So that way, if anything happens, you're able to get to that food source, that food supply. Know whose house, like if everything starts going down, this person has the biggest house, this person has a basement. This is where we store the generator at. This is where we have a storehouse of food at. Checking vehicles and being support. We talk about a shook and we talk about tribe, and you have a lot of tribe that's hurting, even from a new Hurricane Ida that passed through that messed up a lot of people's lives. They don't depend on another body of organization or anything to do this. This is not somebody else's job.
We have to take care of ourselves.
We're the stewards of our own tribe.
Neoliberalism is what you're dealing with right now, and that's basically code words for every man for themselves. Like, they're not gonna help us do anything, bro. Like, so we have to start. We really got to step up and start taking care of ourselves. It's really that serious, man.
Because you can't trust these hospitals. You can't go into the hospitals. There's nothing holistic about the situation. We have to get ourselves into the best shape that we can possibly be in. And we say we, and just like how PHARAOH always says, like, I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself first. We have to get in the best shape of our lives so that way we don't have to depend on the healthcare system in America to take care of us. Okay. And so that way we can have the best fighting chance possible to avoid what's coming, because this is just the beginning.
What's here?
Excuse me, to what's here.
What's here?
Because this is just the beginning.
Y'all see, like, when this thing first started, remember them body bags? Bro, and then now they just cleaned out everybody from Afghanistan. So the dope war is over for the poppy seeds. So that's over. So now they left them with $85 billion worth of military equipment, the most hostile militants that we've seen in years. And they have $85 billion worth of United States military. They have the largest fleet of military aircrafts that the planet has ever seen, right? So, and then all those soldiers is coming home with the mind state of fighting, right? Who they coming to fight? You think the Mukasos don't know that they're out of control, that their time is up? They know that their time is up. They coming back to enforce martial law on everybody. They're gonna use this damn virus and the vaccine as the
And
excuse.
you want to get out of the way,
To have
and
to
you want to
do
be
it.
able to safely travel out of the country without any kind of hiccups. So
And within the country, because they're changing the status of the ID. They're preparing
from the
to split
the regular ID to the real ID
to the enhanced ID. And then what it is that you're going to use your regular ID or enhanced ID as a passport.
Just the real ID.
The real ID as a
and the
passport.
And to be able to get on planes to
And
go
go into government
domestically.
buildings.
Right.
Because they change, everything is changed. The status of everything is changing. So when we, like, brothers, like, we laugh at that stuff, they don't understand. They do things before they make it popular. So when we caught on to how they changed the ethnic status with the SF-181, with the crazy brother Shabuel, that's his contribution to the game. But he peeped something that they wasn't making popular. You understand? Like I tell everybody, like my brother Yusuf L over there, he peeps them up, private and public. There's a difference between the two. Like we gotta pay attention to all the pieces. And yeah, I was gonna go. Let me see. Let me say this.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all lovely people go ahead on right now. Okay.
We're gonna be on for 2 minutes.
My name is Nefera the Great. Okay. You can go to naturalnatureherbs.com. And if anybody needs a consultation, if you have any questions, if you're going through transition or anything of the like, please give me a call at the office 718-210-8550. And I have Big Red's office hours. My office hours are between 9 and 5. Okay. If you call me any other time, I'm not going to answer you. And if I answer you, I might hang up the phone. Why? Because I have a life. Okay. I have a life. I'm not just here for y'all all the damn time. That's what got me into the situation in the first place, because I'm a natural caregiver. But I love you. I love you. I love you very, 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 very much. And we're here to support both medicinally and economically with the tribe, with Natural Nature Herbs. So if
we remember that we do the distribution.
If you need wholesale,
we do wholesale for those that sign up with us as distributors in the Sovereign Economic Plan. We have a Sovereign Economic Program that puts these herbs all over the planet. You know what I'm saying?
Quality products, and I have an endless supply of ideas.
We have endless supply of creativity
and formulas
it's
and products that are still to come out. You know, so the more you support me and my husband, the more that we can support the tribe in wellness.
And back and forth.
Also
right.
Keep in mind that the proceeds from Natural Nature are going to go into the creation of our very first brick and mortar store. So if you want to see that happen, if you want to see us, you know, be able to produce more and more for you, because that's what this is for, because I could do something else. This is not for me.
Oh yeah, we're gonna still, because I got a creation, a technological creation that's gonna make us billions if I just sell it off. I'm telling you, it's like
so. The herbs are a labor of love. They're a passion, and they're one of the natural qualities that I have, and that I'm able to. That's one of my novelty items that I just thought was really, really cute, and because it's an alien. And he's smoking
a blunt.
He stole somebody's split.
He stole somebody's split.
So that's going to be me signing off, and you guys can go and play. All right, I love you.
No time to be playing. So anyway, all right. Well, so that's the first.
We love you.
A NEFERRA Center Tap
on Wellness Wednesdays, which will be on time next week.
Yeah,
just forgive me. We've been doing a lot.
So then we have to jam pack everything into one hit.
Yep. So Throwback Thursdays. Love you.
It's Wellness Wednesdays, Throwback Thursdays, and everything else. Yeah, guys. So that was the goddess.
Listen. First
that was
PHARAOH Musa to the family. That was powerful. Super powerful, super informative, super educational. Right?
I appreciate that.
It was just listen, y'all. That's why I just sat back and just did the knowledge, because
listen, when y'all got any questions,
this is what we need, though.
Yeah,
this is exactly what we need for this day and time,
especially right now. That's right.
It's a beautiful time to be alive. Why? Because we living through WU-SABAT.
Every
day is beautiful living through WU-SABAT.
Hakakal. That's a fact. You joining the
God,
what's name tomorrow? You doing the super? You doing the you part of the super cipher tomorrow?
No, we coming to build. That's what we do. This is what we here for.
Well, listen. One of the things I'm putting out there, we want to I want us to build on, and I'm gonna tell the brothers. I'm gonna hit you behind the scenes. I ain't putting out there because niggas be stealing. But yeah, I'm glad you said that because we was putting it off for a while. You know, with as far as the inventory of natural nature, but it's necessary because this is what's going to help us maintain. You know, we have in-house, and we're not even the only ones. We got other brothers and sisters that do herbs, but we got in-house herbalists in order for us to maintain and trap and weather this storm. And so we need to activate that.
Well, this is true indeed. And one thing I would like to suggest here now to the family, as the information was being put out there, it was so organized, right? That obviously anybody who was listening learned a whole lot. But what I would suggest is that with this type of information being, again, as we said, we know one of the things that the master teacher gave us is the ability to write, right? To write books. Right. Well, not gave us the ability, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Inspired us to write.
Inspired us to write. That's right.
You know, to express WU-SABAT through right knowledge, right? Through the correct tone. So just I'm seeing a manual, a guide, a manual coming together. Okay,
she's putting it together now.
I'm already going.
Oh, she's putting it together. And look, and a recipe book.
Okay.
A recipe book also.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these items should be in every Sabian household.
Facts.
Every Sabian household. And it should be marketed, it should be promoted in a manner and fashion in which y'all just represented it.
No, that's real talk.
This is how we have to be having this. Not listen for real, God. This is how we have to be having this conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Intellectually and educationally.
That's a fact, God.
God has just sat there and broke down. See, and this is the thing, because you know our people, we like to go to the, we get all our information through the media, right? Whatever the media is saying, whatever's on CNN, Fox News, wherever else they get their information from, right? All of they, as they would say, quote unquote, they conspiracy theories. Everybody got a portion of something he said, she said. The goddess just came before us and gave us a scientific, biological, technological, engineering breakdown.
Yeah, she was talking that stuff.
No freestyle. No. No freestyle.
No freestyle,
so this is how you have to come before the people to represent this.
Yeah.
I know for anybody who was listening. For anybody who was listening. But just speaking for myself, it had to be one of the most informative, most clear breakdowns of this whole matter that I that was like phenomenal, right, because she gave us. Now, I don't know if the people recognize what the goddess just gave us. She gave us a preview or privy. She privied us to be able to look inside the engineering, the technology that's being used.
That's being used. Yo,
you
she
don't
was
hear
there.
the people talk about this. Listen, God, you don't hear the people talking about this in this manner.
She was there, God. She was. Look,
said,
and she told me,
taught us that what knowledge must come by way of what a sequence in order to put the mind in order.
That's right.
That's what the God is just displayed.
That's right. And these are things that these people are using that we're not conscious of, because those machines that she described from her old job at Nanoport that literally divides the helix. It separates the helix. They're selling those to young Mukasus that's doing experiments in their farms and in their garages.
Okay.
They're doing experiments. Remember, the human genome has been fully mapped. And she didn't even go into the extraterrestrial aspect of it, because It's crazy because the way that they use it, they literally have some kind of biological entity that's used in the machine because they have to keep it a certain temperature. Otherwise, the entity dies off and the machine doesn't work. So they have this thing, that's why they call it it's like spores. These spores that are alive.
Right,
huh?
right.
Say again? Like pores in the skin, and it's a biological entity, and it's this thing that it's going through that's pulling it that's unwinding the helix.
Right.
Bro,
Separate.
that's crazy. And when she spoke to
what I'm saying.
Yo, man.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. So that's it's no coincidence.
Okay, let me shut up.
She
I'm gonna
worked
just be
there.
quiet and listen.
Yeah, she went crazy.
Listen, dog. If this right here don't go viral, I don't know what will.
Yeah, when she asked the owners about the technology and told her, she was like, "Yeah, that seemed like alien technology to me." They ain't never deny it. I was like, "Really? It does, doesn't it?"
Another key thing that the gods emphasize, right?
Mm-hmm.
Advocating, having an advocate, right? Understanding the health system as it is, as it's structured, having the experience and having inside experience, right? To bring us the experience of what she went through and what she learned in her own journey. The fact of emphasizing us having an advocate any and everywhere we go. Because we already know that we're emissaries of each other and we're emissaries of PHARAOH.
That's right.
Right? And as these emissaries, this is how we have to carry this message forth. Being strong advocates for facts, actual facts, WU-SABAT, PHARAOH.
That's right.
It's just a beautiful day to be alive, bro.
Bro.
It's just a beautiful day to be alive.
How he used to describe it? The great and dreadful day of the Most High.
The great and dreadful day.
The great and dreadful day of the Most High. And now, those of us that want to still entertain the Mukaso and his civilization, we're going to get spanked with him. Those of us that's paying attention to the master and listening, we get to get out of the way before the intergalactic ass whipping begins.
Well, this is a genetic doctrine.
Yes, it's a genetic doctrine, God. That's a fact, man.
That's what this was about.
Yeah, I wanted to, we were, this was supposed to be on Wednesday, but we was overwhelmed for some other stuff. And I'm glad we brought it back that the goddess was willing to come on tonight.
She blessed us. She blessed us.
Yeah, and lay it down.
She blessed us.
Lay the game down quite flat.
That's that sacred feminine. It gets no better. That's the 9. When we talk about the 9, that's the 9.
Yeah.
That's what y'all just seen. Y'all just seen the 9. That energy right there heals the earth.
That's facts, God.
That's that shook, God. That's what that is. That's what we just experienced.
So I gotta tell the people, because a lot of people was asking me about my that situation that I had with the brother on the joint early on in the week. And I gotta let them know, like, it was okay. I don't get out of my comfort zone, right? But I knew I had to have a nigga moment in order for that show to play out the way it played out, so that you can see the true nature of people. And since then, the brother did 2-3 more shows trying to explain himself and talk about you need a moderator for people to have discussions. You don't need moderators for discussions. You need moderators for debates. When you're having a discussion, whether you agree or disagree, you have self-control and respect. And when
you moderate yourself.
Exactly. And you're a deity. So you're a child of Panethar, a student and son of the master. We shouldn't be going through this. But at its core, when your agenda is contrary to what you're presenting and is being exposed, you go emotionally out of control and you just lose it. And now you try to provoke whoever your adversary. You want to provoke them with words and insults. But I'm Rativ. I'm unshakable. So when I go into a situation like that. You know, it was just like I was happy that the brother came out and showed his true colors. You know, and he still has that video up. You know what I'm saying? He still has that audio up about the master. And I'm gonna tell you something. We seen, because he said there was no evidence that the master said take it down. There's a letter circulating right now from one of his wives, and he named the sister specifically and said that he told her to take it down. I'll send it to you, Rondu. I'll send it to you. And he told her to take it down. And he said that these videos that are up are hurting me. He said, I'm too close to the exit for this to happen again. So, and his wife, one of his wives put it up after seeing us in this debate to confirm everything that I already was saying to this dude. So, yeah, you know, that is what it is. We're not even going to relive through that. I want to also gun down the brother Ali Muhammad that be on Sinetta, because he was doing like a evolutionary breakdown of the conscious community. And he kept emphasizing that the master teacher, that Dr. Malachi York, took a plea for 74 counts of molestation. I'm going to say this. First of all, this nigga's Muslim, okay? And all the knowledge was overstated because he's bright, he's sharp, but it doesn't mean anything because it's confined in Islam. So it's trash. Look up the convictions of the master teacher. Everybody, you look it up. Look up the dockets.
Well, what I'm gonna say to that, because we keep having to emphasize this.
Yes.
So
yes.
again, right? Everybody wanna, have a say so in what's going on with the Sabaeans, with the master teacher, and nobody actually has the facts. So I think that it would be wise if the people really want to know, ask those who know. That has yet to happen. I have yet to see an unbiased interview, if they want to call it something like that, right?
Yeah.
Where this matter can be represented, shown and proved by way of the facts, as opposed to having these Sasso Bob dudes running around, getting their information wherever they get it from, and don't have no facts. So as much as they emphasize it, we have to continue to emphasize.
That's why we on it. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it, because this nigga's lying.
To the facts. We're not dealing with emotions, because we got to make it clear to the people that most of these people who are speaking out, why they're really upset with the master teacher, because he destroyed their foundation. Destroyed their foundation of faith and belief. Faith, right? That's right. Something that they were standing on and believing in, that was actually keeping them in trap. So they're upset about that. We get it. They literally going against the God to represent the devil. Well, they going against themselves. This is what they actually doing. That's what they're doing. Every attempt, they failed. So now you have the brother Ali Muhammad, who many, hold in regard as an intellectual. He nice on a lot of levels. He nice. That's to be taken with a grain of salt when we speak. I agree. The master teacher. What I'm saying is, like, okay, because we all can be swift and changeable. You understand what I'm saying, God? We all can be swift and changeable in our wisdom. Facts. But when that wisdom is not being molded and grounded in facts and truth, it's worth nothing. So that's what makes it high science. I agree. Well, we deal with the non-intellect, right? This is what we deal with. We deal with the non-mind. That's right. Anything that they can say, anything that they have said, these matters have actually been addressed over 30 years ago or more. So it's not like this information hasn't been out there. It's not like this information has not been addressed. This hasn't just started. What's happened now is that we so much into the information age, or what they call the social media age. So now more people are starting to hear about it. You have more of these bozos coming up, and they feel like they have a voice in the matter.
They're using the ignorance of the people against them. They're using the biasness of the religious mind against them also. And the fact that the people are not going to go and they're not going to look at the details of what a plea needs in order to be lawful. Then they got to look at the detail to see the difference.
That's one of the problems with our people, that we don't study law.
That's a fact.
That we don't study civics.
That's a
fact.
That
we don't study codes. That we don't study the regulations under the government that we reside. That we
live in and not fully are accepted into. You know what I'm saying? Not fully are accepted into.
Here we go with, again, we've said it before and I'll say it again. This is what most media, personas or characters, this is what they do. They play off the intelligence and the emotions of the people. And they use that against them to create a narrative, because the people don't have enough fortitude or enough sense to say, okay, let me go and do the research on this. Let me look into this. That's not going to happen. So as long as you got these individuals keep wanting to use the master teacher as a springboard, as a pivot, we're going to keep coming with the facts.
We're going to keep coming.
Wherever they stand.
Because check what he did too, right? This spring around. So what he was doing, he was trying to gun down the master. He's talking because he was like, okay. Then he was talking about like Bobby Hemmett and Phil Valentine, Delbert Blair, all came from the master's school of thinking, or out of Dr. York's camp, as they say. Which they did. They came out of the school of thinking as far as the metaphysical and untraditional. They existed outside of the monotheistic religions where this dude lives at.
Right.
So he classified them as weird with their weird teachings. Okay, but then he says that he introduced the indigenous studies and was trying to get us to establish our own government 15 years ago, and that he's looking at now everybody's trying to do that. And I said, whoa, bro. So what? So when the United Nuwapian Nation of Moors was established with our own constitution, our own passports, our own money, when those things was happening, when we registered the government with the United Nations, number 215, what's that, 1993, and 208, 1999. Where were you at? So he want to dismiss them as rejects or offspring of Dr. York or the master teacher, but then he want to try to take credit like he introduced a concept that nobody else was dealing with 15 years ago when the master was talking about that 10 years before that, nigga. And we know that you went to the sisters and got the United Nuwapian Nation of Moors Constitution in Harlem. You bought it to try to build your indigenous nation around that. You are trying to steal the light, but we see you. Okay? We see you, bro. And you sharp to the believers. You little dog to the knowers. Okay? Let me say it like that. So he tried to put himself in position,
put it in proper perspective.
Yeah, man.
Because we know as a beings, we know that our sovereign indigenous rights and who we are.
We still claiming them. United Nuwapian Nation, Master Creek, Seminole, Washington.
We know who we are.
A government of retained sovereigns, indigenous Aboriginal natives. So these dudes, because even Bambaataa started following Ali when Baba got kidnapped. He jumped in his organization, but his organization was on Baba's heels. They were studying everything that we was putting out. And then he was just revamping it through his stuff. Because I've heard him, and I've heard Ali say one of the reasons why he hold on to the Nation of Islam is because of the culture. He hold on to it because it has a legacy of culture. And he knows that our people need a culture that they can surround themselves with and embrace in order to be successful. And it's an actual fact. He's 1,000% right. Islam just isn't it. We got the culture.
Exactly.
WU-SABAT.
That's the problem.
This the culture. The master brought us the culture. So either you're gonna get to be a part of this, or you're gonna be left out there in the cold. I'm telling y'all all right now. Ain't nobody else
He's gonna
did this.
be naked and outdoors.
I'm telling you,
killed by the same God that he advocated, that mystery God.
that's a fact. Listen, the language, the dress,
That's in his lesson.
dance, like we got it. This is the WU-SABAT. This is the culture. Even us walking in with the crazy braid in the back and the sisters on the side,
again,
that's the culture.
Right.
That's what
That's
we do
the culture.
to differentiate ourselves from everybody else that claims something else. Cool. Y'all don't want the facts? Fine. Don't come crawling over here when it go down. I'm telling y'all, we taking a list and we checking it twice. I'm telling
y'all.
You're
nice.
Word up, God. So, yeah, I'm putting it out there, man. We putting it out there. So, listen, tomorrow is Super Cypher Saturdays.
Super
right?
Cypher.
Super Cypher Saturdays, God. So I'm hitting everybody up. So, let me know if you're interested. Amari, you're gonna have your ass out here tomorrow. I'm about tired of this. I hit you with the link again today.
I heard nothing from the God.
Nah, Amari be over there moonlighting with Tomb and them in the clubhouse. We gonna jump into the clubhouse and bomb the joint now. We gonna jump into the clubhouse and bomb him. He don't show up again.
Oh, we gotta go over there.
We running over there to the clubhouse. We like, hold up, what's up, son? What you saying? Like, so you ain't messing with us over here no more? You over there now? Yo, but yeah, Super Cypher Saturdays. We rocking on at 7. We're gonna have the brother. I know the brother Ron Do is here. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna hit the brother Petty Ray from nupu.org. My brother, each student, Amari, we trying to get him on here. We trying to get some bangers up here. And guess what? I'm not talking about what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk. No, we're gonna build on the doctrine. And anybody that show up, if y'all have any questions, y'all show up tomorrow. If y'all have any doctrine questions, we're gonna have bangers here. We're gonna have brothers that get busy.
And I mean, and I think that can set the tone for the precedence that's been set here, the tone that's been set here today, and going deep in what we mean when we say this is a genetic doctrine, right? For the people that
I would tell everybody, look, go to, I'm typing it in right now, nupu.org, because he just did a build on WU-SABAT is a genetic doctrine. He just did a build on that. If you go there and you look at nupu.org and WU-SABAT is a genetic doctrine, he walks us through all the stuff and he ties it in with why no help from above. Explaining that we wasn't getting help from the ancestors because we was calling on strangers. We was tapping into the wrong side of the DNA. We was tapping into the invaders' DNA and not into our originators' DNA. Yeah, God. So, yeah, man, like this Friday night freestyle. So listen. So we're supposed to do Wellness Wednesday.
What's up with the Philly cat over there?
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm gonna change the title of the joint so that I can put his name in it because I want to track. I want to come on over here. I wanted to come over here to be honorable, the honorable one, right?
Yeah.
It's good. He got me working out again, just in case I have to, whap, go back to roofing niggas. Yeah, he talk crazy. I'm gonna have to put him out there, with the dodgeballs and the soccer balls on top of the school roof.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if he's seen the joint yet.
We're about love and unity.
We are family. We are.
We'll act with impunity.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nah, yeah, definitely it's about love and unity, man. Hey, my wife did get a shout out. It was like we scheduled to do the Umar Johnson's Umar Johnson has a festival coming up on 9/11, and we're going to be there on deck. It's going to be on his school grounds. So a lot of people think he don't have no school grounds. He actually has 4 buildings and 2 separate courts, 2 separate what do you call it? Campuses. You got 4 buildings and 2 separate campuses across the street from each other. And so he's having a festival. It's going to be like a block party where he's going to shut his spot down. He's in a good space to do it because it's like in the back streets. You know what I'm saying? But we very close to it right here, and we're gonna be in the festival. We're gonna be out there selling our stuff, and I'm performing. So we're gonna get it going. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we've been back out. I get busy. I be trying to tell you, but so that's what it is, man. That woo nu wop, bro. The Wapians using words of power. Nu wop.
There's beautiful living in WU-SABAT, man.
That's a fact. What's today's date? So I'm gonna read this Nuwapian calendar as we leave. Today's the 4th. It was the 3rd. So what happened was my brother's birthday. That's why I was getting them calls all night. So my mom's calling me, my brother calling me, everybody calling me. So that's what happened. I just shout out to my brother, Dutch. Man, it's his birthday. And my cousin, Davon, it's his birthday also. They born on the same day. And it's crazy because my mother and her cousin were very close. And then they got pregnant from my father and his brother. Apparently on the same day. We know how that went.
Right.
Heard up. So, yeah, man. So we read it. What's on September 4th? What's going on the wrong way? So this is the Nuwapian calendar book. It has the words of my coup in it. So on September 4th, it says, try to open your heart before you open your mouth. That's the word my coup said. He said, open your heart before you open your mouth.
No. Indeed.
That's deep.
Try to do what?
Try to open your heart before opening your mouth. And let me say this. It's crazy. It just sparked this thought that keep disappearing from my head, but now it's here. I want everybody to make prayers, put thankful, show gratitude upon the thought, Pasalafu, that you got a dry house to be in tonight. That you got heat, that you got lights, that you got food, that you got clothes. Because think about what's happening in Haiti. Think about what happened in Texas. Think about the floods that's going on all over the country right now.
All over the country, people.
You ain't experiencing that. It's a blessing. You understand what I'm saying? Think about your blessings. Don't get caught up in the Mukasu way of thinking about what you don't got. Oh, I don't got this. I need that. You know that. Nah. There's one of the hadiths, one of the ways of the Prophet Muhammad. He said, judge yourself. Look at your blessings based on the people that have less than you or going through worse than you, not people that you perceive to have more than you and they doing better. Because if you're thinking about people that's doing better and have more, you're not going to appreciate what you got. You know what I'm saying? So that's what resonates. That's right. And from yesterday, because I started off yesterday, we ended up in today. For yesterday, the bill was, don't say you were not told. Say that you was not listening. So that was from the 3rd. So September 3rd is, don't say you was not told. Say you was not listening. Yep. So it got quotes in here for every day. And it's going to tie into...
Well, today would be a perfect example of that.
Real talk.
Or, well, yesterday, actually.
Yesterday, yeah. Absolutely.
Don't say you wasn't told.
That's right. Say you wasn't listening, bro. That's right. And we were told. We were told years ago what's what. You know? We were told years ago.
Like you said, we was already supposed to be prepared. The math teacher prepares for all these things. It was us in our own slothful ways that didn't take up or pick up the
didn't
baton.
Listen. Just didn't listen. Didn't listen. And now we gotta make matter move during chaos. We could have set it up in order before the smoke even started. So when the smoke clear, we be good. Now we got to do it while it's all happening.
Why it's
You know,
so
we
happening.
stiff-necked in rebellion. We stiff-necked in rebellion, so we always gotta not listen. We always want to take the hard road. Word. So this is a book called. This is called The Calendar of Revolutionary Daily Thoughts. So this is also a calendar. So I keep a lot of books with calendars that have like basically good sayings and concepts for every, and they have
Good
calendar dates.
indeed.
Yeah, so I read
Start
some of
the
these
day
like every
positive
day,
and positive.
and to keep the energy going. You know what I'm saying? So it starts off by saying, time only dilutes the convictions of the weak. And it says, Africans sub-integrated into European culture have been psychologically traumatized by a split personality that goes far beyond any veil, which makes us question whether we are African or American. We have been cursed by tearing away our spirit from our person. And under the unrelenting assault of an anti-African reality, this has created havoc in the individualized African minds, totally disconnected from the truth of our ancestors and the justice they demand for their descendants. Spirit and mind are one for Africans. Spirit not only brings African people into an awareness of our origins and humanity, but it also connects us with our personal responsibility to the rebuilding of an African world. Disconnected from spirit, Africans become frightened, other-directed individuals fraught with the same psychopathic apprehensions as their destroyers. We find ourselves being drawn deeper and deeper into downwardly spiraling abyss of despiritualized whiteness. There are many questions we need to have answered about this mind-spirit disconnect and the process of reconnection that warriors must go through if we are ever going to be able to bring our creator-given gifts, talents, in line with our true hold power. Affirm, at every opportunity, I call on the strength of our ancestors. Yeah. So that's written by brother OBB Iguna. Yeah, so
That's what WU-SABAT is about.
that's what it's about, God.
That's what
Listen.
WU-SABAT is about, right there. It's about
That's
us
everything.
reconnecting mentally. Right?
You got off at a half an hour ago.
Before.
Yeah.
So that's that etheric link, dog.
That's
That
we
we
have
almost
to do.
have. We have to realign ourselves first and foremost to that etheric
Align
connection.
ourselves with ourselves. That's right. We have to. But we keep getting distracted. And it's purposely done. We think it's by chance. No.
Well, it's been set up. It's been set up this way. But this is why the master teacher coming from the future to map out the present from the past. He can see these things already. So
Facts.
he's giving us a way, a means to move through this.
That's right.
All we got to do is stay true to it.
That's right, God. So listen,
You ain't
man.
steer us wrong yet.
Listen, God. I'm about to go. Tomorrow it's going down. Look what I'm reading right now. I'm reading the ancient Egyptian materialization right. Because Baba he's explaining how there's certain Nathar that all throughout humanity, all throughout mankind's story, have always manifested upon request. And this is a process of having certain Nathar manifest.
Well, that goes back into if we paying attention to doing the knowledge of what tonight's bill was about.
Talk about
dealing with our health.
Yeah.
Right? Because as I was listening to it, what was actually being described is the life of an Ethereum. And this is who we are as Sabians.
That's right. At our core.
Right? We are those vessels that are preparing ourselves for those Ethereans.
Whole light beings. That's right.
Whole light beings.
That's right.
This is what this do. So now you're directly eating from the direct source.
That's why they got rid of Sabi.
The sun itself.
That's why they got rid of Sabi.
So this
Sabi,
is what we talk about
whose
when
name
we
was
talk
Saba.
about actual facts. Actual facts is the solar facts. It is the all facts.
Electric food.
So this is what's going on. It's the electric food. It's the electric energy. This is what we're talking about. The power source.
That's right.
So this is what we have to know.
Yeah.
That was Ethereum talk right there. That wasn't average regular talk.
Nah, and we went
on becoming Ethereums again.
That's what it's about.
Preparing this vessel, as you said.
Cellular, from the cellular level.
Listen,
inside
I was
out,
just reading today,
outside in.
Word is born, God. I was just reading today, right? I was doing the knowledge in the what was I reading? The Black Book 2, right?
Okay.
Sacred Records of Alter Ray, right?
Yeah, Alter Ray Part 2. Yeah.
Part 2. So in there, right, the question is asked about the genetics being changed, which only brought me back. So I'm just doing the knowledge, like, okay, because you know, people say that they reading the PHARAOH, right? The actual facts, and they may think that the information or the outformation, but actually, when you go back into the Black Books Part 1, Part 2, it's all right there.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically, right, I believe it was on page 202, somewhere in the 200s, maybe 202, 203, somewhere around there. But the question is asked about the genetic change that must take place in order for us to survive this. Because it was centered around the question that led to that question was, so what can WU-SABAT or what can NEFERRA do for you? What is the purpose of NEFERRA in this day and time? What can it do for us?
Yes.
How is it going to benefit us? How is it going to help us?
How is it going to help all this stuff that we're going through?
He clearly responds with this information or this outformation is designed to change you genetically.
That's why I call it
working on your mental, by first realigning you mentally.
That's right.
How do we realign you mentally? You become realigned by learning your true culture, your spiritual culture.
That's right.
Your language. What that is. The language, the tones, these things that ingratiate you back into your own nature.
That's why I call it
talking
quantum
about the
surgery.
genetic shift that has to go forth, because the genetic shift as the dimension shift. And we know that we're going into what dimension now?
Fourth.
As this cycle takes its course or starts to take its reign over what we now call the new creation, hence the new being.
That's when we talk about going from, that's in the tablets in that chapter 6.
Indeed.
We start talking about
indeed.
Proton,
indeed,
electron, proton, going into electron, proton, electron grid.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
the astral mutation?
That's the behemoth. That's the behemoth, the human beast.
The new astral mutations.
Astral mutations.
Yeah. That's
being transformed into whole light beings.
That's what it's about.
This is the lifestyle. This is the culture. WU-SABAT is the culture that allows for this process to take place.
That's right.
Because it puts you back in tune with nature, the nature of nature.
The nature of nature. The origin of all things. You know what the origin of us is? I was just saying, Baba Steve describes the origin of the so-called black man, woman, and child as once upon a time.
Indeed.
Because no matter how far they go back, it's no
beginning. It's once upon a time. It's like that never ending story. Remember the movie back in the day, the never ending story? We love that never ending story. We actually about the. I was just showing the books. They selling the books, the never ending story in the labyrinth right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is where we at. WU-SABAT is that never ending story.
Never ending story. And we have to participate
is what Elijah
in it.
Muhammad was speaking about when he said that Islam is older than what? So he wasn't talking about the Islam that you see today.
Not as the religion. That's right. He was talking about our original way of life of peace. That's what he was talking about.
True
our
oneness,
original way of life.
Tawheed, as they would say,
Tawheed. Right.
The true Tawheed. This is what he was speaking on.
It
has no birth record.
None whatsoever.
Older than and he says it's older than the sun, moon, and stars.
That means it came here from another star system.
Is a star. Okay, not to mention
it came from another star system.
So why did he say the sun, moon, and stars?
That's right.
So he was making a distinction from this star or our sun in relation to other star systems.
Yeah, that's where we at, God. Chill. This is we're gonna finish on this tomorrow, man. We're gonna go into this tomorrow, God. Yeah. Because I got the astral mutations right here. I'm ready to go.
Huh?
And I was like, that's
I'm
a whole
ready to
nother. Yeah, that's a whole nother 2 hours.
Listen, but the daughter, she set us up for that. She lined us up for that.
I told her that. I
Because
said, "Oh,
it's
you
all
gonna
right
do all
and
that and
exact.
then break out talking about here? Y'all can have the rest."
But it's all
What
right
are you
and
talking
exact,
about?
though. It's all right and exact. You get the physical, you get the spiritual. This is what it is. This is WU-SABAT.
Yeah,
720. We not playing with it.
and I'm just advising everybody: look, read your books, read the actual facts, whatever you read. Try to get at least 2 books in every week. Get your books in, digest it. Especially the more we know, now you start to put the pieces together, and then go back through the old books and digest those, and now put it to pieces in the current doctrine, bro. God is great.
Like I said, it's a beautiful day living WU-SABAT. Every day is a beautiful day of WU-SABAT, y'all.
That's a fact.
That's
man.
just a fact.
Thank the ancestors that they woke us up to it, and that we here.
I'm having a WU-SABAT day. That's what it is.
It's all about that, and they're gonna see. Yeah, that's another thing. Amari, come on, bro, stop playing. Yeah, God. So I appreciate everybody that came, that rolled with us for the evening. Thank you, NEFERRA Center Tap. Love you to death, mama. Thank you to brother, Tawu Kun, to everybody. Tawu Tak, brother, Stilo the Scientist. Tawu Tak, brother, Aha. Tawu Tak, John Sane. Tawu Tak, Pata Initiative. We definitely have to build, God. Angel Castro. Castro, you a sucker. I'm gonna hit you for nothing, beloved. Tawu Tak, brother Mark Hammonds, brother Mugdal Ab Ankh, Kevin Days. Tawu Tak to you for showing up and showing us some love, and brother Mahatwi, Imre, thank Tawu Tak for you coming through, showing love. Khafuz Tarif, Tawu Tak for you, and of course the guard Ron through on deck. Tawu Tak, brother, appreciate y'all, and you know what I'm saying? This is what it's about, bro. So we consistent. The feet is on the pedal. We not getting off. And anybody that wanna talk and talk crazy, cool. We ready. All right. Until the master say, yo, chill, don't say nothing. Then I'm gonna chill. But until then, it's on it. Yeah, God.
I see things that you can't see because I'm like that.
Factology. Yeah, God. So yeah, we out, man. Wadu, Muisa, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Have a good one. Appreciate you, God. I'm gonna build with you a little tomorrow.
Appreciate you and the goddess, God. A ship to the
Absolutely.
family.
We here. You already know. All right, Wadu, y'all be safe.